Hey, welcome back to Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. David Hoffman, finally here at the beginning. How's it going? You did. Right at the beginning, we started 5 minutes late today, so it's even easier. Vincent, no loot, loading screen music. How's it going, man? Actually, Vincent, man, I just hit level 10 rank in Hearthstone, so if there's anybody I need to impress. Yo, David, how's it going? How you doing? Hey, welcome. It is June 28th. It is really warm in here. Hopefully you're having a good summer. It's almost July, which is kind of wild. How quickly time is going. Uh, I made the audio a bit louder from last week, so things should be good. And we have a stream there. Congrats, keep pushing for rank 5. It's a bit too late, I think, at the end of the week, but I've been playing Even Warrior, and boom, my win rate is actually pretty good. Can't see you, though. Stuck on loading screen. Oh, that's no good. Davey, you might want to try refreshing. I'm not sure what that would be. If you were fresh, it probably should be okay. Yo, Vincent, how's it going? From YouTube chat, how are you doing? Hopefully you're having a good week. And Infusion, how's it going, man? Did you catch a live stream? Thanks for dropping by. Welcome. Hopefully you're having a good Thursday. So this is, we got some Netrunner. Dewey Decimated, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hey, everyone. That's a nice intro. We got a stream today. We're going to be playing a bunch of Netrunner. Today's a cool day for Netrunner because Rain and Reverie came out, but we'll get back to that once we get past the deck list of the week. Last week we had a pretty heavy stream, I'll be honest. Today is going to be a bit more game focused, which is good. Kind of get back into things. We got a regionals to prepare for. A lot of new content came out today. It's not up on Jinteki.net, but we're going to be doing some games for sure. Not a lot of people playing tonight. Hopefully that changes in the next hour or so. I gotta mention, I swore a lot last week. I watched the VOD, and I gotta swear less this week. So apologies to all your very sensitive ears. Nick, what's up? Can't believe you're 5 minutes late. I had to spend those minutes watching some random guy destroy someone on FIFA 18. Welcome to Twitch. Actually, today on Twitch, if you wanna, this is probably bad PR, but this week on Twitch is Summer Games Done Quick, SGDQ. It's generally like the second most popular game. Right now they're playing Super Mario Bros. So we're going to be doing some speed running today. We're going to try and speed run. This happens twice a year, AGDQ and SGDQ. So we're going to try and build a fast deck, but we got to start where we got to start, which is actually a deck we played last week. So we're going to do it again. This is Travis EO's Atlanta Regional winning deck list once it loads. Hearthstone, what a traitor. Look, it's easy. It's an easy game. I play for free though, so it's kind of wild. Jason, how's it going? I'm doing well. Thanks for dropping by. Tataki, how you doing too? So this is a deck that we actually ended up playing last week. It is a Anarch deck that doesn't have 0 in it, which is kind of wild. Now, Kampala Ascendant was not legal for the Atlanta Regional, so this deck is missing Kampala Ascendant. That being said, I don't even know if max decks do. Max decks want to run 0. 0 is a card we should probably talk about at some point in the near future. Let's just open a tab so we remember, because it's kind of wild. It's doing a lot right now, and it's worth addressing. But this is the max deck that has a lot of draw. Vincent's saying in chat, no 0 in Anarch. It has a lot of good draw here with Max's ability, 46 cards, and we're basically hinging off one power card that we want to keep playing over and over again. This is our multi-axis, and this can close games relatively easily. We also have Maw for some disruption. Now, this is something we talked about last week, but apparently everybody's on pad tap, and I don't love it. We tried this last week, and you saw it didn't do a lot of work. It's actually better tuned, I think, for the competitive meta, considering it's really good against Palana and Asmari, two of the most reliable IDs and pretty prevalent IDs. It's even okay against CTM, I guess, controlling the message. But I'm not a big fan, but otherwise it's good stuff. So we'll jump right in. Alan, how's it going? Aloha from Brazil. Vincent, speedrun with Ken, of course. Of course it's going to be Ken. We're going to be running fast with Ken later this evening. I got a Fast Fear the Masses deck if you want. We might try that because we got to build our deck. I want to try Ken, though, who's meant to be the fastest. Dazzler, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I think we actually already have this deck in JNet. We don't even have to copy it in, which is pretty great. Yeah. And apparently we have a 0% win rate. This is good. Did we lose all the games last week? Okay, that's fine. We'll figure it out. It's apparently a good deck, right? Actually, 0 is legal for the Atlanta Regionals. Travis didn't want to play it. Oh, Pad Tap is in Kampala? Am I wrong, Nick? Am I? Yeah, maybe it was. I guess 0 doesn't make that much sense in Max. Yeah, Pad Tap, that is from Kampala. Okay, so I'm totally wrong. Thank you for pointing that out, Nick. Yeah, This has Kampala in it. This one didn't have Rain and Reverie, but that's not a surprise. That came out today. So I don't know. It was just a regional. Oh, 18 games. Apathy, how's it going? Thanks for dropping by. How are you doing? And Vincent's pointing out my 0% win rate gamer. That seems about accurate. That's fine. This will be fine. There's only 18 games today, so not that many. Hopefully we'll find someone real soon. There's a lot of, like, I think last week there was actually a lot of people playing, even though that news has been like 2 weeks old. I think a lot of people were preparing. Either there was like two big events last weekend. There was the U.S. Nationals on the West Coast in Seattle, I believe, and there's also the Ohio Regionals, which was like an incredibly competitive event. There's a chance people are breaking on now. I don't know what regionals. Hey, I don't know if there's certain regionals coming up this week that people are prepping for. The real tech is Triple X or Nicaea, and then do Divide and Conquer. Triple X. You could do that. I think, Jason, you might well be able just to get away with Turning Wheel, which is probably easier to play. Oh, hey, it's Nick from stream. Fantastic. But I like that too. That's a really cool card. Divide and Conquer is really cool. So this is Paulana, which is the matchup that we said was really good to have a pad tap in hand. And the reason is when we draw a card, they get a credit and we get a credit. And we're max, so we're going to be drawing every turn. So I think they have to trash this for 3. I think this hand is probably... I actually don't know if we keep it. Like, this is not a card we'll install early. We have 3 of these. This is the best card in our hand, and these 2 are kind of dead. It's nice to have them in hand so we know that we won't be able to lose all our levies and same old things, but I think we have to mulligan this. Having early breakers against Paulina is really good. A lot of Paulina decks, and a lot of just Corp decks recently are kind of rushy. If they score out the first Nisei Mark II, it gives them the counter to end the run. They can chain that into another one. It's really bad. So we're going to go ahead and give that a mulligan. And while this current is probably not that good, at least we have some ways to find some things. Is there news that a ticket for World will be added? I'm bummed because it already sold out and I can't see Andrea Worlds to get autographed. So actually, Dazzler, in kind of bad news, I think specifically last week we said, oh, they don't even ice R&D. Hey, Dazzler, remind me if I forget. I think Vincent has you there, but let's play our turn and then we'll talk about it. Because, yeah, well, we lost our Sentry Breaker. That's pretty good. We can face check, and they didn't ice R&D. So we can actually go for a single access. We can find out a bit about their deck. Otherwise, we'll be setting up Street Peddler and Street Peddler. And there's no card that we really want installed before we access because we're not on Turning Wheel. So it doesn't really matter. If we lose any of these cards to damage, it's not that bad. Let's go get a single access while we can. This also technically turns out Shipment from Tenon. And Scarcities is really good to know. So we're going to keep the current in hand and we're going to install 2 resources. And that's good. It has 1 console, that's a really good card, and has an econ card, and this one also gives us a gamble, a paperclip, which is good, and a pad tab, which I think we'll install before our turn starts, so we can get a credit. Let's see if they play the Scarcity. Quick, never know, I might want to share for dinner. So what happened is that last week we said that I was pretty sure World sold out, and if you want more seats, I said try and contact FFG, OP, Organized Play, and tell them that you'd like to go, and maybe they'll increase the size. And no joke, the day after we said that, after the stream on the Friday, I think FFG, OP tweeted out that there will be no more space to the Worlds. That's it, and they won't be adding more space. I don't know if enough people, I don't know if we were related to that at all, but it looks kind of grim. That being said, if you're in the area, I would still recommend, I think you can't come in even to spectate if you're not in the game, which kind of sucks if you don't have a ticket. But there's other events like King of Servers, I think it's been confirmed to be at FFG headquarters, which is good, but it's looking kind of bad. Unfortunately, if you don't have a ticket, that might be it. They might open up more tickets. I think if you get like, I don't know, maybe win a national. If you win a regional, you get a spot too, I think. Maybe some people will drop. Maybe it's worth hanging out at like public spaces like the space. We can get our pad tap out. Oh, it costs 2. No, we don't do that. It might be worth hanging out at certain spaces like the Facebook group to see if somebody's gonna be dropping out, because sometimes that happens, but that sucks. Yeah, it looks like you might want to win a regionals at this point. You get a seat. Sorry about that. David, also, how's it going? Hey, Andre, long-time listener, first-time caller. I just want to say thanks for your stream and just being here for the community. Thank you. That's very kind. Thanks so much for dropping by. I'm glad that you've been enjoying the stream. We got a fun game for tonight. So they played a current, and we got 2 options here. We could play our own current. We could also just check here on R&D, maybe get an agenda. They might have a lot of agendas in HQ, considering we've got to check the mulligan, but with a single ice, they kept their hand. I don't know, and there's a chance we just find an agenda here and clear the current. We could steal Obakata. These cards aren't that impactful, and it's an Anansi. That's kind of good to know. I think we can just go ahead and inject before we play this. And they know that we have a paperclip in the bin, and they know we have a liberated and a hacktivist. So we can turn off the current whenever we want. I think it's actually worth turning off now. Also, if they're playing a Nancy, Maxwell James is probably good, just so if they build a big remote, we can contest it. That probably is a bit better than either of these. We actually could have installed the Moss and Miller card from HQ. That's interesting. I think we want to play a current. We would have wanted to maybe throw out this, but we already have one in the bin because we know they have a Nancy. So I think we can play this. If we play a current, we can get out our pad tap, which seems okay. It will pay off quickly. Yeah, whatever, we'll play it. If I'm a US, I would surely come to Worlds even though I don't have a ticket. Ah, that sucks. Oh, you're in Malaysia. Oh, dang. Yeah. Keep your ears to the ground. If they play another one, we're fine with it. We have a second one. It looks like they're going to play another current. Yeah, hopefully we can get a spot, but right now it feels kind of bad. Hey Raven, what's up? Run-based economy comes back just as the game ends. Feels bad, man. Yeah, the new pack that came out today, the new deluxe, is absolutely absurd. It's really good. We'll talk about that after we play a bit of the decklist of the week. Also, how's it going, Raven? Apathy says I've been experimenting with Anansi and Fractal Threat Matrix. It's pretty brutal. That card represents like a potential unleashed sort of deck for Jintag for Whalen, but it never came together, which is cool. So we're gonna draw a card and we'll get a credit. Seems cute. We might actually, we have all our breakers, so I think the most important thing we have right now is money. We also might want to install one of these just so if we can face tank some damage. This might be an Anansi. I don't know whether we want the Liberated, the Maul, or the Maxwell. That's actually a pretty hard choice. The Maul is really good because we're on deep data mining and we need the MU. We only have 2 Maws, so we haven't lost another one just yet. But the money is really good. If they're running big ice, the money matters a lot. And the Maxwell James is also really good because it de-reses their ice and sometimes can make like a 8 to 14 credit swing. I think just taking the credits is probably good. We're not running this turn, so in theory they could fast advance out an agenda. If they have shipment from Tenon and are running 3-2s, which might not be that likely. Will you do an unboxing for the new expansion? 100%, Alan. It probably actually is going to come out before Kampala Ascendant because I'm like the most excited about this box. This box is nuts. It's really good. It'll also probably be a lot more videos. I think we might do 1 video for each faction, so there's going to be more like bite-sized videos. Trash pad tab, it seems like they have to do that. Raven, are you involved in Nisei? I am not involved in Nisei in any like legitimate way. But I'm definitely be interested to see what they're doing. But right now I'm not like specifically on the forefront of anything. I know you can apply for positions for things. I haven't done that just yet. I don't know if I'm going to. I'd rather just kind of see how things go and get involved and do like media stuff. I'm already like struggling to do my own videos, so it's going to be kind of difficult. That's our second Maw, so we want our Maw, we need it from here. And Maw is much better in a deck that our accesses are really easy, and this one isn't so much that. I think this might be a time where we want to make them spend credits, so I have no problem running R&D. We want to get this card down for sure. Hopefully we don't lose it to damage. It's kind of unlikely we lose it to damage. Let's see how bad this could possibly be. Let's see this in the Nancy. Maui, how's it going? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday as well. Hopefully you're having a good one. And Mad Dog, what's up? Slightly late this week. Did I miss anything? No, we were actually a bit late this week. We can either lose 6 here or spend like 12 and take 3 net damage. The net damage actually would be pretty bad. They're down to 5 credits, which is kind of cool. But I think we just take it. I think we swallow it. I don't want to lose any of these cards. They're really, really, really good cards. So we want to break all the subroutines. It's actually 9. We could also just take 1 damage and save a credit. Doesn't seem that good. Shit, that was expensive. That was a 12 credit thing. They did spend 8. They're down to 5, which is pretty good. We could pull out our Maw here to get a disruption to access, but the fact that we spent that much money means that we probably need a liberated account. They're running big ice. And Rashida is a good trash here. We don't want them to have it as much as Hacktivist is online. And they're going to draw a card that we don't know, which is kind of unfortunate. So I think we might actually want to install our Maw. I think we have 2 Maxwell, so we still have a chance of getting it. And they're down to 5 credits. Poking HQ is pretty good. With 5 credits, there's not much they can res, like IE Key, Cortex Lock. Cortex Lock is actually hard for us to break, but I think we want to just take our liberated, hit it once, and then put down the pad tab. Oh, we can hit it again. We also could consider drawing, because we already drew it once a turn. I'm dreaming of Jesminder DJ Fenrir's Talking Thunder's deck. It would be consistent or good, but it will feel so good. Are either of those Gmods? Because that'd be dope. The new box is insane. Can't say what people do. Which idea are you most interested in? 100% Talking Thunder. Liza looks insane. She looks incredible. Liza looks so good. We lost their second Maxwell. They have 17 credits. They showed us their hand, which is Batty, Nisei Mark II, Obakata, and Fast Track. So it looks like they're kind of jamming. If they're going to be jamming behind a card, it's going to be behind nothing. So we could consider running here, but we know one of these for sure is an Anansi, which is incredibly expensive. So one of our best plays is probably just a deep data mining through this. And the Maw actually would be pretty good right now because we could get some disruption, but it's going to be really expensive. Liza's a Gmod? All right. Pretty good then. So you have to be Jisminder and then like become Liza. That's insane. I didn't realize that. That's really cool. All right, we got a stim hack, which is good for remotes. We want to get these two down before we lose them. We'll make sure we have enough money to contest a remote, and they're nowhere near close. We have to levy into maybe like 4 or 5 turns. We have no big way to deal with ice. We lost our cool ice tricks. Our 2 ice tricks are basically stim hack and Maxwell, and we lost 2 Maxwells. We lost our consoles. If we want to do deep data mining here, oh man. Like, that's the problem. Ugh. We have no bad pub in this deck. None. So like our runs are always going to be incredibly expensive. So I think the only run that we can make that's like not terrible for us is a deep data mining run. Dirty Laundry Archives doesn't seem particularly great. You might want to Dirty Laundry when we're running AR HQ. Also, if they install the card that they drew, which they drew once, we know that they still have 2 agendas in deck, a Fast Track, and a Marcus Batty, and 1 unknown card. So we're just going to try and eclipse them, hopefully, with money with data folding, but the sim is actually pretty rough. I think it's fine. We could have drawn once more and thrown out the MK Ultra. Pagos, how's it going? Guess I'm too late for my stellar advice to save this game, huh? We just started. We haven't even levied once, so let the advice come. Hedge fund, credit. And they're just going to be hiding behind Big Ice, which... If this is your start of meta, I'd highly recommend trying out Smoke. Smoke eats this ice relatively well. Like, you can end up breaking Anansi for, like, what? 1-2 stealth credits? Not even. For us, it's going to be a struggle. And we lost another pad tap, which is just kind of a little dent in their economy. They'll probably trash this, which is fine. And we don't have to do anything. It doesn't look like they're going to be fast advancing out if they're on Nisei Obakata, so they eventually will flood up. And we have to levy soon, so whatever. Charge, trigger all traps. You look like an how's it going? Happy Thursday to you as well. How you doing? Nat seems alright too, although it's sketchy against Jinteki. Yeah, Nat, a credit a turn is like kind of cool, I guess, with Nat. I don't think it's the reason to play Nat. I think the reason to play Nat is his other support cards. If you like the playstyle, it's probably fun, but I think if you just want credit a turn value, probably bad pub is worth a credit a run, which seems a bit better. So we lost our deep data mining. We could play that right now. We could same old thing, deep data mining, to get us a bunch of accesses. They might be throwing out agendas just in case to prep for like what's it called? That one that lets you cycle things, preemptive action. So we could just Dirty Laundry Archives. There might be breach domes in there, and if that's the case, we don't want to lose a liberated account. So we'll do that first, and then we could just run archives. If we lose any of these cards, it's not that big of a deal. All right, so they threw out the Batty, the Fast Track, and it looks like they threw out one of these econ cards, which that means they probably have multiple agendas in hand, considering that they're throwing out money. When they're at 28 credits, though, the money doesn't matter that much, but their average cost for ice looks like to be around 7. So we could consider Dirty Laundering HQ. The problem is as soon as we pull out our breaker, our deep data mining gets worse. So we might just want to same old thing, deep data mining first, but if they have 3 agendas in HQ, it's unlikely to hit. So actually maybe HQ is correct here. We also want to get our breakers out before we levy. We also don't want to do the last click, because if we hit a snare, they can trash our same old things and we can't levy. So if we do it now. 21 credits is probably enough. This means if we play Dirty Laundry, we can't steal Obakata, so I think we'll just go here. We might want to do some math first, but there's probably 3 agendas in there. Unconditional bad pub is better than conditional 1 credit. Exactly. Alright, so this is insanely expensive. This is another 9 credits. This one's probably 9 credits. That's an Enigma. Oof. Bad ice. We get a single run here. If we hit the Nisei, we're golden. We hit the Obo, which we have to take. And then we'll draw once, I guess, so we don't die to the Rogue Neural, which they're probably not playing. Also, we install our paperclip before we levy. We don't get our data folding, so like having that, having the console seems really important. They probably want a punitive view. That's actually a really big point, Tataki. We might just die to punitive here. We haven't seen any influence, so punitive is something we're not playing around. I don't think you play punitive in a Nisei deck, though, so actually, I wouldn't play around that. I meant to smoke Kit forever. Yeah, Kit's probably not bad either. And they're at 16, we're at 7. We just hit the bottom of our deck, so we want to levy as soon as possible. Just so that next turn we get free value. I think we want to play this and then levy. We have the same old thing, levy. We're going to not get this. Like, we could also wait a turn and get this into our deck. And it looks like money matters a lot. So we might actually just want to get their money off the Liberated so we can shuffle it back into our deck and have another chance of getting another 10 credits when we cycle our deck. So I don't mind just playing this and then next turn finishing it and then doing same old thing, levy. Cradle best decoder, it's good. It's probably okay on its own with data sucker support. Actually, probably not an ice carver, but that's probably the best reason to run Nat. I don't think at all it's because of the 1 credit a turn. 1 credit a turn is cute. I just don't think it's good enough. Also, the free click if you have no cards in hand. Not convinced. Okay, now we're talking, right? That's our folding. That's a money card. That was a good mulligan. We have this to play. It's only going to see, what, 3 cards, which is not particularly great. It's, I guess, 1 credit more than Dirty Laundry. But let's get our money down because money matters. We're going to be running HQ next. Kit decks are just categorically fun. Maybe that makes me a Johnny, but she's just more interesting. She is super interesting, and she's got a lot of really good support. I think she got the most support out of this faction out of any Shaper, and Shaper probably needs the help. Enforced Curfew coming out. We have the Hacktivist. I don't think this is going to matter that much. They're also not building a remote, which is super weird. I don't know why they're protecting archives. Maybe they're hoping that it can just mill us. But if we run HQ here, it's going to cost us 12 credits, which is a bit. We can Dirty Laundry here, still have 4 cards in hand. There's still a Nisei in here unless they threw it out. And we have no HQ multi-access, which kind of sucks. This deck is super weird to me. And we've been losing more than winning. Actually, we've never won with it. And I think things like this frustrate me. The cards we lost aren't that good, so let's go HQ. We also don't have a barrier breaker, so this might be a good time for them to rush. Like, that's a stupid access. Like, you want to play legwork here. You don't want to do it single. Get that Nisei. It's a Fairchild too. That's the first influence we've seen from them. And like, we just paid so much for that. This is a super control heavy deck, basically a remote camp while spamming DDM. Yeah, and they're not building a remote, so that's the problem is if we wait back and do nothing, it's going to be an issue because we do nothing. So I think we need our console, we need a DDM, which means we probably should be drawing. It mills us faster, but at least we have another levy. Quick random question, do you have any overall tips for playing Adam? Adam's really good right now. Oh, ooh, there's a remote. Adam is super good right now. That's actually probably the one that draws 3. Ah, fudge! We lost our maw. Didn't swear. We could play the Hacktivist. We could just run this. It's likely to be a barrier, I think. An envelope, maybe, from Kakugo. But there's not a lot that we have to worry about when they have a single thing. So, like, I think we need to draw into our maw. That's not it. We could just play this right now. So they mill 1 card, and then we know they have a Nisei in hand, so milling 1 card seems kind of rough. We can draw once more, play this. We could play that too. We just really want to find our maw so that our DDM doesn't look terrible. I saw no spoilers from the new expansion. Did they make decoders and killers with a virus counter mechanic? No, there's a killer in Kampala Ascendant. They milled 1 card from Hacktivist, mind you. They did print Musase, but there's no virus decoder in the game. R&R is really great. I wasn't sure. I love how thematic it all is, but I started at the cards having no idea what to do with many of them. Jellyhead, how's it going? We'll talk a bit more in depth about Rain and Reverie once we're done with the deck list of the week, but I think it is by far the best product FFG has ever made. I've looked through all the cards, I've seen spoilers for a while now, and there is literally no card in that box that I would never consider playing. And there's a lot of data packs, there's a lot of deluxes that come out that have cards in them that I look at and say like, well, this is, I guess it's interesting. A lot of them aren't even interesting, but I'll never play this. Every card in that deck is strictly, in that pack is playable. It's wild. It's so fucking wild. Damn it, I swore. Almost again. I think doing nothing isn't awful for this deck. It might not be, but I'm worried about getting to the end of the line. Maybe we do nothing. Alright, so that's probably a Nisei with a baddie. This seems like a good trick, but we pay so many credits to get there, we might as well just rush a remote. We have no paperclip just yet. Envelope is decent when everyone in your meta is on turning wheel. It keeps them from getting free counters. If that's the case, Apathy, try out Georgia Emeliov. That's been the coolest card I've seen like last weekend, 2 weekends ago. Yeah, Berserker was. I think Berserker is actually interesting out of the. I think there's formats where Berserker will see play. Paperclip's a problem, but Berserker is a cool card. At least to me. It's maybe not the coolest. Alright, let's find them all. Paperclip, that's good. Gamble, that's good. Liberated. I think we want to charge this remote. We can surprise them with the paperclip. That's largely it. And if they res their Marcus Batty, they have to hacktivist another card, and then checking archives has some value. It's an endless EULA. Oh, yeah, we'll pay 6. We don't even need a. That's another influence. This might be a Fairchild too. The format R and R is so exciting too. It's so good. Getting a big drop of cards all at once, support all factions. Feels like how it should have been all along. Yeah, Dewey, remind me about that later, because there's some other really good stuff about it. The fact that we have so many one-ofs, like all the IDs are one-ofs, means that they can put more cards in the pack, which I can't believe they haven't done before. Like in most of their deluxes, there is 18 cards, which are IDs 6 times 3. That's such a waste. We could have 5, like, oh man, it's such a waste. Spending, okay, so we can trash a card or pay 2. It's cheaper to pay 2. We'll pay 2. And they can always baddie us. They trash a card though. So it's the cheapest way is to break for 3. And it looks like we're accessing here. Oh no, here's a baddie. So they can end the run unless... Actually, there's no end the run here. That's a really bad baddie for them. Because this isn't an end the run. And then what happens? We take a brain damage? That's fine. I don't want to pay anything here. Oh, that even worked out. Philotic. Damn, we're good. Okay. Yeah, that's a really bad baddie remote because there's no hard end the run. Like if an Enigma was there, that's scary. Because like, what are we gonna do? Pay 2 or take a brain damage? Pay a credit? That's fine. We put our same old thing down if we don't want to lose it again. We didn't find our Maw yet. None of the cards on here matter. I think the Liberated is better, obviously, than the Paperclip because we put that in the bin. We get there for 5. They have more money than us. I'm not really worried about it. C-Source specifically, and we're 1 point from winning, so we can just maybe DDM and win. I think we'll just play our gamble. They trashed 2 cards for Hacktivist. Yeah, they trashed a bunch for Hacktivist on that. I think running Archives is maybe actually what we wanted to do last click. Vincent's saying run Archives there, yep. Maydon, how's it going? Do you have a console to keep your foldings live if you install a Paperclip? We do. We have another copy of Mods in our deck, Maydon. We're digging for that one so hard. And, don't have it yet. But we sure need it. Okay, we can run this. It's not that expensive again. If they trash another card in their hand from Batty, we might just win in Archives. We have to go for it, right? Even if they get it, it's not that bad. And this is what, a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 credit server? We have a lot of money. It seems really bad for them. Oh, okay. It's a code replicator? Oh, wait. Then we just... Hold on. That's fine. This is fine. This is acceptable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're 4, 5, 6. So they can trash this to make us encounter this ice again, which is totally fine. We can just credit run now because there's nothing that will keep us out. Alright, so we can pay 6 here. We can pay 3 plus 2 here, which is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 1 credit to access. We can trash NG. Yeah, this is fine. I think we just win. If this card's way more annoying if the like we could have just ended the run here, right? This is way more annoying if it's actually like a scary face check and it's not. It's just an end the run ice. And we still have access. We could have just ended the run, take 8, ran again, but I don't think we need to in that game. Oh, that's rough. I don't know how they're going to win that one. Hell of a recommendation. Oh, it's nuts. It's such good. It's such a good box. Yeah, they really didn't do anything. Like, if they, by, like, many turns ago, built a taxing remote, their servers, their centrals were actually more taxing than their remote server. And that baddie was just unfortunate for them. It didn't do much. There's probably an agenda in here. Probably. And, yeah, no, that worked out really well for us. I'm a little sad about the Shaper cards. Feel like they needed some awesome, and their stuff seems okay. Yeah, Shaper is definitely in the worst place this cycle out of the other 2 factions. I think everyone thinks Criminal got a huge boost from this box. I think they did, too. But Shaper is probably the worst off, and they need something. Maybe it's just an adjustment to the most wanted list that they need. That might not be surprising. Because Shaper's always been okay. Probably kind of flooded, but really should have tried to go for fast Nisei behind the Enigma. Hindsight is 2020. Yeah, I think they should have probably rushed behind the Enigma. Hey, Nick, thanks for the game, eh? Yeah, your draw looked a bit unfortunate. I think, yeah, rushing that Enigma into the Nisei, into the baddie is probably better off for you, just like Vincent is saying. 2 agendas in bin, another in hand. Oof. Yeah. Cypher, what's up? Maybe I'll pick up R&R if it's ever in stock anywhere. Yeah, we'll talk about that too, that fire. How's it going? It's hard to find. It really is hard to find. They're printing new ones though. They said they're printing a second run, so you might have to wait a couple weeks, but they're definitely printing more copies. If you pre-ordered and got it, it's pretty hard. Would you recommend this box if the only other Netrunner product I have is the old starter set? 100%. 100%. This box is nuts. It's so good. Rain and Reverie looks so good. Infusion, do you think there would be a new MWL before Worlds? I think there will be. I think if not, there will be like a talk about whether they'll be like, oh, the meta is fine. Like I think they'll say something. If I'm not mistaken, the precedent set by other FFG games that did unfortunately die, I think the other example here is Conquest, is at the last Worlds or before the last Worlds, they always put out a final MWL, like they put out a fines balance list and they put out a final FAQ before they say we're not touching the game again. So if it's not before Worlds, it'll be at the same time around Worlds, but I have no doubt that we will get an update to those rules. Before they leave the game, they always want to leave it on the best balance possible. Coca-Cola, how's it going? Literally best box. It is a dope box. And I think after this game, we'll talk about it a bit when we do the news, but it's honestly incredible. Yeah, Vincent's saying in chat they think there'll be a final in MWL. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Pretty easy. They kept their hand. They get installed 3 ice. This is next design. There's some new at next ice that just came out. And we have a breaker. We have some economy. Hacktivist is okay. This hand is... We can do worse than this. We'll keep this. Yeah, we have 1 breaker. If we had an inject, it would be even better, but... Yeah, okay. Shank, what's the best corp ID in R&R? I don't know. That one's harder to evaluate. It really is, because all the IDs are like kind of wild. The Shaggy one's probably pretty good. This looks like Jinja next. That was popular in Ohio. How's it going? Moomin, you're Terrence, right? If they have stopped playtesting, developing cards, will it just be Boggs guessing cards? I don't know exactly what you mean, Infusion. So this is cool for Hacktivist. The thing about next design a lot of times is, oh, we found another paperclip. A lot of times is after they draw up with their ice, and I don't know if they mulligan, they, oh, yo, what's up, Sports Meta? How's it going, Terrence? Welcome. They kept their hand. A lot of times they have multiple agendas in here. If we want to face check, we want to do click 1 because the issue is, a lot of the times the issue is Fairshot 3.0, which sucks. We might also want to just draw into our breakers. We want to get this into the bin so we can do some drawing. If this is something like, it could easily be Brian Stinson, which they might want to consider playing. It also could be Jinja, which they might res, which means that the Hacktivist has some value. If they score an agenda here, it's okay for us too. So we want to do this, this, and this, which means we can draw ones. Okay, so we can consider playing fewer cards just to get some into our bin. So we could consider not playing the daily casts just to throw out the paperclip. Might be a bit greedy here. Sports meta. Yeah, sports also looks good. The new HB ID looks really cool. Better than the outfit. Outfit doesn't strictly have a win condition associated with it, so it's hard to tell. That's in the Jinja City grid. And that's a Brian Stinson. Oh, we just didn't play around Brian Stinson. They milled the whole hand, though, which is kind of cool. And we know one of the cards that they drew wasn't an agenda, otherwise they would have gingered it. So they're going to get all the credits, which is kind of rough. We totally talked about that card and then played around it terribly. And we know this is a Turing, which is something we can always click through. Wait, what happened? Oh, Brian and UVC, they trashed. We got wrecked. They just UVC'd from archives. We got absolutely destroyed. Holy shit, we played so poorly. The fact that we installed that daily cast probably cost us the game, because they started their turn with 2 cards in hand, 11 credits. Now they're at 27, 2 more ice. Oh my god. Yeah, they definitely milled on purpose. That was bad. Hacktivist actually helped them. Oh, we are in such a bad spot. Yeah, Hacktivist actually was bad for us. Okay. Could be an agenda in there. Probably an agenda in HQ. We gotta go. We'll get lucky now. We know it's a Turing. We don't know this. We don't know what that is. It's a fair draw 3, so luckily we're going to click through this, and we'll still have more than 6 credits, which is good. Balance card, Infinite Finesse. How's it going? Brian hasn't been that big of a problem for a while. I think 3 influence might be too little, and it's a remote enforcement. Okay. Damn, we're good. All right, they just drew a card. This is not an ice. One of these is not an ice. That's an agenda. And we know this is a Turing. If they score that, turns off their activist, that's it. So we can consider running for a single. We know one of these cards in here is not an agenda. They probably are running a lot of transactions, but we could run triple click. We can also just run archives and set up, which sounds a bit better. Let's draw for dirty laundry. No dice. We want to get all our breakers into the bin. Okay, it's another Turing. There's a chance if there was an agenda in there, they might have slow rolled the Vitruvius, but the chances of checking that are pretty low. We want to make sure we're over 6 credits. The casts will pay out sooner, so we could do install, credit, and then throw out. What do we need? So if we install this, we're down to 6 cards, so we could actually just credit twice to throw out 2 breakers. Seems okay. We were playing a Dark Lockdown pretty hard, but at least we have another paperclip. Yeah, just be lucky. It's probably good enough. Oh, man. The MWL is based on the meta. Yeah, it's largely based on the meta. This is the next Sapphire. That's maybe an agenda. So this is next Sapphire, which is a card that we don't actually have to break. I think we can contest this remote. We can click through this. This will be an issue. If we need to get through Fairchild 3.0, that's the issue though, is if we need to get through this, like there's a chance Brian will fire. That's not an issue. We'll run here. They can fire the next Sapphire. We really don't care about it. Or do we? I don't think we do. Drop, add. No, you can have any of those. Adding does not consider drawing, so it doesn't fire Jinja. Yeah, fire. That means they're in the next suite, so we have to watch out for next gold, and then they're probably almost definitely playing next silver. So this might just be an NGO front, which will look bad. 2 points to 2 points. It's good that we got this one. That's not draw. Oh, because they drew off the top. All right. That's a Satyr Adaptive Barrier. That's terrible. For us. They added a Turing to HQ. They're going to have to install that manually. So we know that one card in HQ is a Turing. This is also Turing, which will click through. That'll put them down on 6 credits, which is okay for us. Again, if that's an NGO front, it looks bad, but they did jam it pretty hardcore. And, oh, no, we don't want to install that. No, thank you. I'll click. That's one of the bad drawbacks of Jinja, of course, is that we know what this is. We'd be much less likely to run through this if we didn't know what the size was. And it all comes down to this one. If it's a Fairchild 3, we probably just let Brian fire again. Got him Sapphires in there for the draw. Yeah, the draw is actually pretty good. I clicked. So hopefully this is just the next silver, and we install it and break it for 6. Oh, it's that. Okay, so that's 9 to break. Okay, so let's figure this out. This is 9 to break, which means that Brian can fire again. Fuck it, I don't care if Brian fires. Oh, we said we wouldn't swear. So Brian can fire this turn, so they get free lateral growths, which is pretty good value. But if this is an agenda, if it's an NGO front, we look real dumb. I don't think they need an NGO front here. Definitely do not break the Satyr. Vincent, I'm breaking the Satyr. Oh, what are you talking about? I think this new Devil May Care swing Andre. I'm in. Nah, we're gonna break it. I think this is an agenda. Yeah, we're good. We trash either of these? No, we were 1 credit short from doing it. We would actually trash the Jinja if we could, I think. Got to throw a card out. Playing really hard in Dark Lockdown, but we know 1 card in hand, so we're on game point now. Sure, they can fire all the Brian they want, but like, nah. Okay, let's go. It's gonna be SSL or Akawa. Oh, Akawa would be an issue. And they manually installed this ice, so this has to be the Turing. And then they drew after that, which is kind of bad. You don't want to do that in that order. And they're not even... Oh, now they're Brianing. So that's a hedge fund and an install. Okay. So we're on game point, which means if we can get down our deep data mining, we're probably in a good spot. So I think we want to just build up money. They installed with a Jinja? No, they didn't. No, they drew a vanilla. Oh, so this is vanilla. So there's a Turing in hand unless this is the Turing. Thank you. Yeah, I goofed it. So this is a vanilla, which is not an issue. It does make Satyr better though, so that's pretty good for them. We know this are 2 Satyrs, which is pretty rough. So we're gonna try and win on R&D. We could run triple click to access one of these 2 cards. I think if they had an agenda, they would have 100% jammed it. So we don't want to do that. I think we have to win off of R&D. The server's not gonna be that good. This deck also probably runs Surveyor because yeah, Surveyor's a bit busted, ain't it? So we can install this. Double click. We also want to find our cards. I think we're gonna need money just so it looks like we can contest. If we install this, we let them brine, so we won't. We can install Pad Tap. It's unlikely to fire. We can draw once and throw out the levy, but just make sure we have the credits. Manodoc, how's it going? Definitely surveying this deck. Wouldn't be surprised. How you doing? I still don't know how to deal with Surveyor. Nobody does. Literally nobody does. That card is really good. Card in server 1. That's fine. This is fine. So we inject into our deep data mining. We win. Oh damn, we're good. Oh, we're so good. How do we do this? Well, we can just do it next turn. We can set up now. Pad Tap's unlikely to fire because this doesn't gain credits, it adds credits. So we could play our 2 money cards and then set up for long term. Cards we want. Stim Hack is good, doesn't work with this. This card's not great behind a Fairchild 3.0. The link is mediocre. It's okay against Surveyor. This card's really good, lets us replay our DDM. The big problem with our DDM is we'll probably need breakers. Hopefully this trashes programs so we can clear our rig. So the Pad Tap seems like the worst card here, and the Maxwell James is pretty bad when we have to deal with the Fairchild 3 to get there. David is pretty good. The new Shaper Sentry Breaker is pretty good, actually. That just came out in the R&R. It's not that bad at dealing with that. Fem is probably your best, Fem and David. I'm also a big fan of EMP Device. I think that's what that card's called. Okay, so they score this, they go up to game point. And then next turn we can consider deep data mining for the win. Now we're pretty sure this is a Turing, which is only a 3 to break. We have all our breakers. So we could go for it. We could also just install this and click for 2. We want our Maw. Hopefully we don't have to install a lot of things. We'll do this first click so that we can click through the Turing, just so that we have 1 less program installed, which seems good. I think the DDM turn to scout the ice on R&D. Yeah, it's true. We could have just scouted there. I'm pretty sure this is a Turing. Good luck, us. We can click through the Turing, which means we have to install 1 less breaker. If that's another code gate, though, we're going to look dumb. But I want to install as few programs as possible, because this sees 4 cards. If we install another breaker, it's more. That's an MQ. Okay, so we're going to see 1 more card still. We're still above 6, which is good. Because they don't actually have the credits to... Actually, they do. I think it's like vanilla. So hopefully we win here. Mirage, that's good. We got it. Good game. All right. Overwrite. Oh, Moomin. Yeah, that'd be huge. We should have overwrited the paperclip. Totally. That's a misplay for sure. That's strictly better. Yeah, everyone also in Twitch chat has it. We should have uninstalled the paperclip in the process. Yeah, we should have installed over that for sure. Thanks for the game, eh? It's good to know, Moomin. I would have goofed that up. I did goof that up. It's pretty obvious. You know how wildly different this game would have been if we didn't like install that daily cast turn 1 and we just throw out 2 breakers? Huge. Absolutely huge. If that didn't work out, this remote's really hard to deal with. Not impossible because they didn't have an Ash or anything that like the new card Giadorno. I'm not saying that right. Oh man, this server would be hard. Because this server costs 7 click. We can let this fire, it doesn't matter. So 14, 15, 16. 16 credits to get into this server. We could have done it. We could have done it. They needed an Ash. Cool. Jeff, how's it going? You should always play streaming with our help. Get that win rate up. Yo, chat helps a lot. I learned a lot of stuff. So we just brought that up to a 40% win rate, which is pretty good. We're grinding that ladder. Let's do the news real quick. I don't have the news graphic. I do have this graphic, though. I'm on Twitter. I did not tweet this week. That's probably a mistake. We got some stuff to talk about. If you're just tuning in, my name is Andre. We also don't have that stinger where the graphic shows up. I think the corp went too hard on their remote with Jinja. Yeah, but the thing is, like, what else did they draw, Vincent? They drew, like, vanilla. So that doesn't really help on centrals. I think they just want to get their satyrs up, and hopefully they jam faster than we can score. But yeah, you're right. They went really hard on that one remote. Corp loses to R&D. Yeah, that sounds about right. They also lose to Apocalypse, which is actually pretty good right now. I think people are playing Crisium. If you're just tuning in, my name is Andre. Welcome to the Metropole Grid. How you doing? We got some news today to talk about. Specifically, this box just came out, Rain and Reverie, and we managed to get a copy. First thing worth saying, this thing is actually really hard to find. The reports that I have heard, I know we talked about this before, is that Canada received around 200 copies. I've heard reports that Australia received somewhere between 60 and 0 copies for the whole country, right? Like, that's crazy. So hopefully you manage to pre-order and get one. I know it's sold out on FFG's website. They did restock it. And if you haven't found one, they also did tweet out a while ago saying that, hey, we understand that I don't know what happened. Maybe they misjudged how many people wanted this thing because they did end the game. But they announced that they'll be doing another printing run of it. So in the next couple months, obviously before October 22nd, you should be able to get more of these if you can. Pre-order them if you can at your local game store or wherever you do that sort of thing. And yeah, I thought it would show up here that they have another print run. But they have another print run coming. Nobody in Torsock seems to have it. Yeah, so actually, like, I order most of almost everything I buy in terms of games comes from the Randolph, which is like a group of board game pubs and stores in Montreal. A lot of the content that we used to film actually was in the Randolph boutique, and they themselves, like, they were meant to get 14 copies. I think they ended up getting 12. A lot of our friends, like the Netrunner Montreal group, all pre-ordered them, and we ended up drawing straws to see whose pre-order would get shuffled. I lost, and luckily I did call up another store and said, like, hey, do you got some copies? And they did. If you're in Montreal and you can't find it, check out Vallée de Coeur. They seem to have some. But Terrence, I think there's definitely going to be a lot of places where it's hard to find. I saw BD Cosmos in Montreal has some if you need those. Hey, Nutritional, how's it going? R&R is nowhere. That's what I've heard. It's been really hard to find. Hopefully you can get a copy. They will reprint it, though, so do hold on. You can also proxy stuff. Proxying seems to be less and less of a problem in the upcoming future, considering at some point they're not going to be making cards anymore, so maybe that's an easy way to get into this game. But they had an article that came out today, talks about the cards in this box, and let me tell you, we're going to be doing an unboxing of this box itself. This is the last deluxe, and this deluxe, if you don't know, is largely different. Oh, sorry. Terrence is saying 401 Games in Toronto was supposed to get 100 and got 30. Meeple was expecting 12 and got 0. That's the Meeple Mart, also in Toronto. Yeah, Terrence, I'm telling you, Canada got 200 copies. That's insane. There's like, wow, at least 82. That's incredible. Yeah, it's really bad. The portion of people that have this box is pretty low. Valet doesn't have it? Oh, well, I might have got one of the last ones then. Sounds like non-US got screwed in general. Yeah, Solemn, how's it going? Yeah, it seems pretty bad. So 401 does service most of Canada. Yeah. Yep. That's rough. FFG is sold out online too. Pre-order now. Why is it pre-order? But yeah. Okay, I didn't want to click on that. It's apparently sold out everywhere, so I'm so sorry if you can't find it. Proxy it if you can in the meantime. If you're like preparing for regionals and you can get a copy before that or for Will, it's good to practice with the cards at least. You can find 600 DPI scans on Reddit. Archery, how's it going? Australia was originally going to get 0, but I think they got up to like 100. Oh, good. 0 for Australia. Really well played. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Whether they just thought nobody would buy this or they just goofed it up or they're like games. I don't know, but that does suck. I'm glad Australia got something, but still 100 for all of Australia seems pretty dumb. I believe some regionals in the US at least are allowing R&R proxies. I'm really glad to hear that. Because like it's so unfair if people are playing with this and other people just physically can't get it. That's not the idea of how an LCG model is meant to operate. Noon playing Netrunner in Australia. So if you don't know about this box, what makes this box so cool is it's kind of like somebody crammed a whole cycle into a single box, into a deluxe set. And I actually really like this model a lot. There's so much right with this model. I think if you're newer to the game, if you have just a revised core set, this is 100% the next thing I'd recommend purchasing. That being said, apparently it's possible to do so. And that's because every single faction gets a new ID. Every single of the like 11 factions in the game, 10 factions in the game, are in this box, which is pretty great. And they all add really substantial things. They also do some really cool things that I want to give shout outs to. Generally in every other deluxe set, let alone in every data pack, they print IDs, they print 3 copies of them, which is just easy on their printing. I think they just print sheets of 3 and they cut them out, so it makes sense. But specifically for this one, all the IDs and all the cards that are limited to 1 of per deck, which there are 2, 1 corp and 1 runner card, they only printed 1 of, which with these boxes, it's not about how many unique different cards there are, it's how many unique pieces of cardboard there are. So that lets them cram more stuff in the box. And I wish that was the case with all deluxes. I really do, because it lets you put more different cards in the box and still get a cool thing. I think it's awesome. Otherwise, like, I have looked through the cards. I know I said this earlier on and I'm kind of sorry that I have to talk positively about this when I preface this with the fact that this is so hard to find. But I've gone through all the cards in this box, just like I opened this over dinner today when we picked it up on the today at lunch, and every single card in this box, barring maybe one, and that's probably my opinion, is largely playable to even a competitive level, or at least to an interesting level. Like, a lot of times you get data packs or you get cycles, there's cards in there just be like, I don't know why this exists. The second last cycle was pretty bad for that. And every single card in here is dope. It's like a best of. You can tell it's like all the ideas that they wanted to keep printing if Netrunner could continue. It's great. And I don't know, does anyone know if Rain and Reverie is only Michael Boggs' work, or is it involved also with Damon Stone? But it looks absolutely great. It's hard to judge the power level. Like, maybe we'll test things out and they are busted. I don't know. But from a distance, everything looks like really interesting, and I'm just so jazzed to try this stuff out. I'm really excited. It's only Boggs. Oh, fantastic. Hey, Boggs. Huge shout out to this thing. It's a lovely way to close the game. If there's anything, like, I'm glad that they ended on this, which seems so good. And that also is another reason why having this hard to find seems scary, because I'm pretty aware some people might be worried that they will never find it. Corey, how's it going? I'm so excited for SIU. SCIU looks mean. It looks mean. Also, Corey, I believe I saw you on stream last week. How did your tournament go? I think I saw 2 games that you're playing. I might be wrong. I hope I'm not wrong. What's the single bad card? The single bad card, I think, is Blockchain. I don't like Blockchain. I really don't. In the credits, it's only credited Boggs' expansion design. Go! Go, Boggs. That's dope. I think GG Town Hall is getting a few saw on FB. Shame it bodes well for his work. Yeah, it bodes super well for his work. And again, it's like such, like, it's the biggest bummer that this product is the most, I think, the best Netrunner product probably that's ever been shipped. It's so good. It's thematic. The art is fantastic. The cards are scary and relevant. They're flavorful. And maybe the fact that this is like a best of compilation is going to like make that a bit more weighted towards it being fantastic, on the basis that's like, oh, we're only doing the best stuff now. But it's good. It's like really great. Sports metal. People are really excited for this one too. This one also is like really interesting. And that's the coolest thing about all these IDs. One of the coolest things is so many of the IDs have like multiple play styles built into them. Like, if you haven't seen the Criminal, I think 2 good examples are like the Criminal and Wayland. Like, the Criminal is a criminal that gets tags, and now it's like, do you build a criminal deck that is tag me, or do you build a criminal deck that avoids tags? Super exciting that you get that this ID builds in 2 distinct branches. And the same thing for Wayland. Like, you can build a Wayland deck that removes bad pub, or one that embraces bad pub, which is fantastic. Even like Sports Metal, a lot of small agendas. You can build asset spam, you can build rush, fast events. Like, it seems like really cool. It seems really, 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 really cool. The design of a lot of this stuff. Corey went 6-6 overall. The stream games all went very poorly. I need to stay off streams. Oh, that sucks, Corey. Was that bad luck, or was that stream nerves? Because stream nerves is a real thing. Jeff, how's it going? Got mine tonight. Woo woo. You're real lucky. I think you're in by far the vast minority of people, Jeff. Glad you could get one though. John, what's up? Go in depth or go home. We're gonna do that for sure. I think this weekend even. I'm like really excited to talk about this. I think Criminal is by far the most exciting to me personally. So that's probably what we'll start. Sebastian, also, how's it going? What I want to do is build just midder deck with DJ Fenners for Liza. That actually came up. Somebody mentioned that in chat, like maybe half an hour ago. I didn't realize you could do that. I need to check the Gmod pool. I didn't check the upcoming cards, but I think that's gonna be pretty good. Crims won big this time. I think they did. Corey's saying a bit of both. Definitely took some suboptimal lines. Oh, that's a bummer. How many additional subroutines would blockchain need to make you like it? Like 6. A lot. Seems rough. I love the design of Ica. I don't remember which one Ica is. Is Ica the ice? Ica actually was one of the cards that I specifically thought was pretty bad for a while when unboxing it at dinner. And then I realized it's probably... Oh, no, this is Ica. Ica's cool. Ica is a cool design. It's actually one of the better ways to deal with Surveyor, which is kind of cool. Yo, Ned Jogging, how's it going, man? Thanks for dropping by. How are you doing? Did you get it? Manager Rain and Reverie? That's why they hired him, to hold the bag. They already knew they would have spent more on a lead designer. Ah, yikes. Geist Haley. Yeah, there's a lot of really good DJ Fenris combos. Geist Haley is good. Steve Cambridge is just good in any ID. Like Adam Steve seems fantastic. There's so many good reasons to do Steve Cambridge. Max is a possibility. Well, we can just look it up. But if you don't know, DJ Fenris is a unique resource that says when you install it, it's kind of like Rebirth, but you get to pick a Gmod that's identity that's not in your faction, out of faction, and then you have both its ability and your ability that you started the game with. So it's like Rebirth but combination, and they're really good options. Like Geist is cool with Haley, either Haley Geist, Geist Haley. Smoke is value. It's a credit a turn, not the worst. Liza is pretty good when you play Jesminder and you can get free card draw. Los is not bad. Max is not bad. Quetzal's pretty good. Reina Roja isn't terrible, and I think Steve Cambridge might be one of the most interesting ones. 1 of 4 in all of DC. God damn it. That's so rough. This thing is really hard to find. It really sucks. Jesminder and Grandma. I don't think she's Grandma. Liza's cool. I'm actually really happy about Liza. Liza seems to be like a First Nations person, and I'm so glad. I also love the narrative on this card. It's like it's a politician, and you have connections, but you have to either hide where those things. Oh man, it's great. I'm the most excited for Liza. Yeah, Jez Liza, I think, Vincent, that's something I also didn't realize. Seems good. Corey, Omar, Steve feels broken. It probably is really good. I also think Adam, Steve is really good with the multi-axis and pressure on HQ every turn. There's some really good stuff you can do. Feeling lucky I got my ship notice yesterday. Be here tomorrow. Hey, Maui, glad it worked out for you too. Again, they are printing another run, so if you can't get a hold of it, hopefully you will in the future. John's asking, how would you fix Shaper? So that's what a lot of people are saying, or at least in our meta, that's what the conversation is right now, is this whole last cycle and Rain and Reverie, Shaper seems to have not got the most support. I think if any specific ID got support from the last Katara cycle and this, maybe even this pack, it's probably actually Riel Kit Peddler. How to fix Shaper? I don't know, John. I'm not a big Shaper player. It's the faction I played by far the least, so I can't really give a good option. But the problem so much with Shaper right now is actually just the most wanted list. Most of their econ options are restricted in one way or another. Aesop's Pawn Shop decks are still pretty good. Exile. Aesop's Pawn Shop decks are pretty good. The Professor is never going to get better, right? Because we have all the programs in the game. Magnum Opus is restricted. The biggest issue is now that Tapeworm was restricted, and that card is nuts, and I think it's not bad that this was restricted, but this was like the backbone of like Worlds era Shaper decks, and they lost a lot. Fix Shaper. Shaper's fine, is what Net Jogging's saying. I think Shaper's kind of weak. Yeah, 7 Shaper cards are restricted. Yeah. Maybe Shaper is fine right now. You don't see a lot of it right now because there's other really good cards. And that's something I want to address right now. We had a lot of tournaments. This last weekend, there's actually some pretty good Premier Netrunner tournaments if you like watching competitive Netrunner play. Huge shout out, obviously, to Ben Terrell, who was actually competing at this event too while streaming it. I think he actually made like top 8, top 16. Does anyone remember how Ben did? Ben did really well. But we want to check this out. It's wild. It's the U.S. National Championships out in Seattle. The top games are also commentated by a bunch of the people from the West Coast crew. You see Joseki and Cortez there and a bunch of other people too. Definitely worth watching. Corey Deers in chat was on this too. Apparently he didn't like how the games went, so you can watch those and have fun at his expense. But it's great. If you've never seen Dodge Pong production, you're missing out incredibly. This stuff is the best Netrunner live streaming. On the other hand, also Terrence, who's also in chat, a bunch of people from Toronto went down to Ohio for their regionals. Ohio is actually a really competitive meta. A lot of really strong players are from around there. And also a lot of really strong players from Toronto went, and from the area. They all came together. Now, Terrence did stream this. Terrence is saying the comparison of his stream and my stream shouldn't even be made. Don't even mention mine. Too late, Terrence. Some of this was streamed, and I don't know what Terrence's setup was like. Terrence, this might be Terrence's first live stream. But it's admittedly not the easiest thing to watch, with all due respect, Terrence. Sometimes it just cuts out. You have the audio, which is pretty good, but a lot of it works, and you can watch it. It's still totally be watchable. I don't know why you wouldn't. And shout out to that. It's a good tournament. It's interesting results as well, if you want to check that stuff out. I even watched like a couple of games we watched one game on Periscope. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Gregor, how's it going, man? I decided to make it my mission to make Shaper good. Post official support. They definitely got the worst stuff in R&R. Yeah, they did. They really did. Also, Gregor, how are things going in Ottawa? And it's the T60 in the US Nats. There was one Shaper. Yep. That sounds about right. In the top 30 in Swiss, there were 3 Shapers, Criminal 5. A lot of Anarch is the thing. And that's the thing is if you watch, this is what I want to talk about. If you watched this National and you watched this, there are 2 cards that came out in Cabal Ascendant that have an absurd amount of representation. And a lot of people are saying they're too good. And I kind of agree right now. You always have to wait for the meta to settle to some extent. You'll notice, just like John is saying in YouTube chat, the majority of the top cuts in both of these tournaments were actually Anarchs. And I think it's almost largely because of this card. This is Zero, which just came out in Cabal Ascendant, and this card is probably too good. I'll be honest. This is the card that I would actually expect to be on a restricted list in the near future. If you're looking at the top 8, top 16, just about every Anarch deck that appears in any of these tournaments, mind you, barring Travis Yo's max deck, has 3 copies of this. And it doesn't matter what the deck is doing. It doesn't matter if it's a self-damage deck that's running Clan Vengeance and Respirocytes and Officer Frank and all that. It doesn't matter if it's just good stuff Valencia, which makes the majority of the cut. It doesn't matter if they're putting Clan Vengeance. It literally doesn't matter. Based off of how Anarch draw engine works with things like I've Had Worse, or not draw engine, but like the fact that Anarch wants their cards in their heap and they have I've Had Worse and they just largely don't care, this card is an absurd amount of value. 1 net damage to gain a credit and draw 2 cards is incredible. You can do that once per turn, and that sort of idea of drawing 2 cards, let's ignore the net damage, but gaining a credit and drawing 2 cards is an ability that they valued in this game as, unfortunately, they valued in the game as a 1 influence card, right? What's it called? Is it this one or is it the other one? It's the other one. What's the other one called? Build script? Right? So this is a card that they labeled for 1 influence. And this is a card that you put down for 1 and does it every single turn. And people are doing this every single turn. And anything that's important you install and everything else you mill away. And you're actually seeing a lot of the Anarch decks are changing to that. Back in the day, Anarchs a lot of times would splash 2 indexings in Val decks. And the problem with cards like this, and you see a bit of this if you watch like Dodgepunk's videos, is that you have people that are playing 0 and hitting their indexings from hand, which is kind of unfortunate. And you see a lot of the other decks are adapting about this and playing things like Find the Truth, which you can just put on the table for 3 influence, and it's probably even better, and it's really good with RNG key. And now when you install all your great multi-access cards, you can just kind of hit 0 literally wantonly, and you're doing this every single turn, and it's nuts. Gaining 2 cards a turn and a credit is incredible. This sort of ability where you're trading cards for value is something that Netrunner has classically struggled with, and you saw this in the worst case with Faust. And Faust is obviously really strong because it's an AI, and well, largely because it's an AI. But you see this happen in the game, especially right now. I think actually Anarch is one of the factions that has really good card draw. They have Inject, they have Have I Had Worse. Of course, this makes it better. But we're getting to a Faustian sort where any card in your hand is now worth 2 cards and a credit. So you're always trading up, and they're doing that every turn, and it's incredible. It's kind of absurd, and I think this card does need to be addressed in some sense. I wouldn't be surprised if this card was restricted. I was also thinking, is there any chance this card could be a resource? Not a resource, a console. And I think it would still see a lot of play anyways. It doesn't change much. I think this card probably needs to be restricted. And even then, you'll probably see 3 of this in every single Anarch deck going forward. And that's kind of an issue. This card seems nuts. Even if you don't play. That's one of the wild things. Is like, this card combos really well with Clan Vengeance. If you can hurt yourself, this is great. But you're seeing even people right now realizing that they're going down to even 1 or 2 Clan Vengeance in their Anarch deck that's running 3 zeros. Just because the order you draw these is important, and generally 1 Clan Vengeance is enough to win you the game anyways. It's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. Also, people are complaining about Clan Vengeance because it is a very oppressive card. I think this one's strictly the problem. This card is more interesting. The fact that you have a card that does 5 damage in 5 turns is the bigger issue with Clan Vengeance than Clan Vengeance on its own. So I think this card probably needs to be addressed because you're going to see the 3 of in every Anarch deck forever if there's no changes. There's no reason not to run this card. It's literally nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Yeah, I'm going to catch up on chat real quick. I'd rather ban Clan Vengeance than 0. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Shang, I honestly don't think this card's the biggest issue. There's ways to play around it. You have to rush and go fast, but the problem is that it's so easy to fill this thing up. If you want to play a self-damage deck, I have been playing a lot of self-damage decks that are like dedicated to doing damage. They're still really good decks. I actually we won a store championship this season with it. It was a small tournament, but still, it could compete. But the fact is now any deck can do this. I think is a bigger issue. It was a cool dedicated archetype. I think 0 deserves straight ban. CV's good, whatever, but it's 3 clicks efficiency for 1 click. Yeah, it's kind of nuts. This cost is it's like Faust. This cost is really not a big thing. Gregor's also saying Ottawa's good. Some of his easy managed to get R&R from local hookup. Good to hear, eh? Man, the Ottawa crew is I really dig the Ottawa Netrunner crew. They're really got good spirit. I started running okay once I didn't make top 8 and could fix a bunch of settings. Okay, hey, that's good to know, Terrence. Yeah, I saw the beginning stuff. I know it stuttered. I haven't watched the final yet. I've been saving that. I thought it was a console for a long time. It's go a long way to make a 5 cost 1 MU console, and that might not be fair enough. Yeah, like this card could cost like 4 credits and people would still play it. That's what's wild about this card. So whenever you take a card that's good and like increase the numbers incredibly and you'd be like, wait, this is still playable. There's a chance that Zero could say, suffer 1 net damage, trash the top card of your deck, and still have the same text on it, and you would still play it. There's a chance that Zero could do 2 net damage, draw 2 cards and gain a credit, and that still also might see play. Like it's wild. It's super wild. I'm excited for Spirocyte's Guinea Pig. I think that's a really good combo. Spirocytes is actually a pretty good card if it can fire. I think we're going to get an official MWL update before October, 100%. I think we're going to get a Most Wanted List update between Regionals and Worlds, and we'll probably also get a final Most Wanted List update after Worlds. That's my expectation. And that's actually you've seen from other games after their Worlds. I think like other games that did end, like Conquest, they did release a Most Wanted List and an FAQ after Worlds to say like, hey, this is our last thing. We're ever going to talk about it. Good luck. I got to catch up on Twitch chat. Is it wrong that I want to run Chronos Protocol to laugh at Zero players? It doesn't even do much to Taki. Like, that's the issue. If you want to play Chronos, there's some counters to Zero. One of them, abstractly, is Chronos Protocol. I think Chronos Project might be better, but this one, you can choose what the damage is. I think even if you pick the best card from their hand, they'll just install the best card first. Like, you install your Liberated accounts, then you fire Zero. I don't think it does much. What were the 2 cards? We'll get to the second card. Sorry. I think you hit Vengeance if you want to hit the combo. I think that's the thing is, I think you can play Zero without Vengeance, it's still fine. The amount of CV depends on your meta. If you face Rush decks, play less CV and more copies of Breakers. If you face more Glacier decks, play more CV. Yeah, that's a really big point. Like if you're playing against Mati Makundo that's rushing out, CV has very little value. So that's what you're seeing a lot of people are adjusting. And I've seen people go down to 1 Clan Vengeance in their deck to tech more against faster decks. And I think that's a good thing is that people are playing Zero and Clan Vengeance, a card that gives you value every turn, a card that blows up in 6 or 5 turns. You're probably just the meta wants to shift to faster decks overall. So that might actually be the right thing to do. Was Anarch never not the top runner faction? Feels like it's always been stronger than every other faction. Anarch actually was a joke for a really long time. Anarch was the joke faction for long time till about the time Inject got printed. At that point, Noise was very prevalent, but before that, it was like not competitive in the slightest bit because they had breakers like Corroder, which is good, Yogg, that's good, Mimic, that is good, but they had no way to draw them, and they had a really weak economy. The wild thing about this game is Liberated Accounts was a joke card for the first 2-3 years of the game, and then suddenly, I think it was actually Career Fair that came out that people started playing Liberated Accounts. But there was a long time in Netrunner, and it might be bad evaluation. By the way, Stimhack also wasn't a very prevalent card. But it's really wild if you can find old Netrunner footage and watch it. But like, yeah, Anarch was actually trash tier for the longest period of time. It was all Shaper and Criminal. Criminal with Siphon Spam, Shaper with Magnum Opus and stuff like that. It was absurd. I think that Zero... Bard, how's it going? I think that Zero could have been more balanced if it was just drawing 1 card. Yeah, that's an easy way to fix it too. Just for cycling more than Raw. Yeah, and then still be good. Actually, at that point, I don't think you'd play it unless you're playing Clan Vengeance. Because Bard, if that's the case, you could just run... you could 100% just run Symmetrical. So it needs to draw more than 1, unfortunately. Otherwise, it's the same as this thing. I guess the damage technically helps you trash things into your bin. I guess you could play both of them, but I don't know. Clan Vengeance was mostly fine for the past 6 months before Zero. Yeah, it was a dedicated deck. I think so. Wizard ruled the roost for days. Wizard actually was a meme. Maui, for a long time, Wizard was the worst idea in the game. A lot of decks, the only trashable they were running was Jackson Howard, though, back in the day. And Wizard was always the joke. Wizard was the exile of Netrunner. And then finally, once people started going horizontal, which became a really big part of the meta, Wizard was the most competitive. But no joke, Anarch was the biggest joke in Netrunner for the first 2.5, 3 years, maybe. That actually might be wrong. I don't know how long. And Wizard was the biggest joke, so... Wizard was good for a relatively short period if you compare it to Andromeda, Kate before Order Chaos. Before the Sanson cycle, Anarch saw very little play besides Noise. It was only Noise, yeah. PU? Yeah, Terrence, Potential Unleashed is another good way to deal with this card. Specifically, the thing is if you play Potential Unleashed, yeah, it's weird. Like with Zero, you don't play Zero. If you're playing against Potential Unleashed, you just don't play Zero. And I don't actually think that's a big counter. because most potential Unleashed decks want to grind you out anyways. So like trashing a card to draw 2, even if this was a blank ID, against that sort of archetypal play is a mistake. So I think this is good because it turns off 0, but like even if they were to use 0 in this matchup, like if they played Employee Strike and played 0 against PU, they're going to lose the game anyway. So I guess old Netrunner footage means check my old videos. No, Alan, actually even before that. Like I started at the time that Anarch was like noise era and Wizard was kind of popular. Like Val was around, Order of Chaos. I think Anarch started being good once Glacier started getting better and the Rush meta was going out. Metropole only started sometime after Anarch Reign. Yeah, the first video on our channel is Titan versus Haley. So that's the era that we're playing. And then it's like Val against something, I believe. Yeah, Steven, what's up? Labdog Team Sponsorship Sports Medal? Okay. I don't know why we do Labdog. I guess Labdog deals with 0, but yeah, it deals with 0, right? That's kind of cool. Anyways. The other card, mind you, that we haven't talked about is Surveyor. And you're seeing this card show up in so many places. And I haven't done the unboxing yet of Kampala Ascendant, but I wanted to talk a long time about this card. And I probably would have undervaluated this card. Undervalued this card. Evaluated. No, that's correct. There's a problem with Trace Ice. That there's a calculation when you hit Trace Ice. It's either is it cheaper to break or is it cheaper to trace? And this is the only card in the game where they both scale in the same way. Which makes it super interesting. And this is technically also a sentry that ends the run, which is kind of unheard of as much as they're a trace. But what you're seeing with this card is in decks that run Jinja City Grid, and in actually more decks that aren't running Jinja City Grid, this card becomes on a server with 5 other ice, 2 of them becoming Surveyor, and it's a double trace 10, double 10 strength ice, 2 Surveyors in a row, and it's absolutely monstrous, and there are very few good ways to deal with it. I'm gonna spoil a bit the winner of the regional from Ohio, but like you can read the write up. It's basically they just took like a Paulina deck. This is probably gonna be the deck list next week. I don't know. Where is it? Is it here? I'm pretty sure it's here. Anyways, they just took a Paulina deck and they put 3 copies of Surveyor in it because Surveyor is being absolutely absurd. It is like the best win condition right now in terms of Glacier. It's the best ice in the game, I'm pretty sure, as long as you're considering a long-term Glacier remote. It only costs 5 to res, and it eventually is a 10 strength sentry trace 10. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. MTI, like Infusion's saying, or sorry, not MTI, Mati is saying that, and yeah, it's showing up everywhere. You're seeing a lot of decks that are just playing 3 of this, and that's their win condition. This card is insane. There's not a lot of good ways to deal with it. Like you have cards like David, which are okay. You can't stack Link because eventually this becomes trace 10 and you're just not going to do good enough against it. I guess you could trace it, but it's going to take a lot of work. I've also entertained ideas like EMP device. So if they do build a big server, you can run it once and only have to deal with one kind of ice. That's marginal. A lot of times you have to run the server more than once, so that's not going to work out that well. You can fem it. If you're playing Jinja, it's really easy to fem it because you know where it is. So that's something, but it's kind of insane. Yeah, I think if we get another MWL before World Surveyor gets hit, I think Surveyor probably will get hit by most wanted list and also definitely 0. They seem like problems. There's not a lot of good ways to deal with Surveyor. That's the biggest issue. It's like no matter what, it's going to be a 10 strength sentry and that's kind of hard to deal with. It's also only 2 influence, just like Maui's saying, which is insane. There's so many Glacier decks, Jiteki, HB, they're just playing 6 influence on this because it's the best ice. And when you compare it to other ice that have been restricted, like this ice is better than Fairchild. I think. I really think it might be. And Fairchild 3.0 mind you is restricted. I think Anarch's got good in Order, Chaos, Val, and I've had worse. I think that was a really good start of it, yeah. That was the beginning, Zach. I brought to Ohio in a Rush MTI. You start to stack an 8 strength and it's great. Yeah, it's insane. It's twice the number of ice. That sounds, yeah, it just keeps scaling. It's absurd. This is like, there's not a lot of 10 strength ice in the game, let alone one you res for 5. And I'm aware you have to set it up, but, well, I don't know. Seems like a thing. It's a Maxwell target, sure, but like you have 5 ice on the server anyway, so Maxwell's only going to get you so far. If you have 2 Surveyors, they still are in an issue. It's the first ice that you can argue is better than FC3, I think so. I haven't been in the game that long, but it's still so weird to hear people love a Wayland ice. It's great. Actually, Jellyhead, Wayland is one of the most represented factions in like European nationals it was. Right now, there's probably a bit more Jinteki because Paulina, Mati Makundo, and Ag Infusion are all very competitive. But on the Wayland side, there's a lot of really good competitive Wayland. FC3 is always good. Surveil's conditionally good, but you can make the argument, yeah. So this card also, like Fairchild 3 was really good because it's like it's a good card to rush behind to some extent. It's good for acid spam decks. It's really taxing to break for sure. You can always click through it, but it's your whole turn. But like, yeah, it's important for Netrunner to have cards like this, like Ice, that gets good in the late game. This one just probably is a bit too good. I don't know. Maybe you just need one or two better tools to deal with this. It's hard to tell. It's comparable to FC3. Okay. You can Nexus 1, but I've never seen less than 2 on a server. That's also a big deal. You can Nexus 1, but again, if they have 5 Ice on the server and you're a Nexus deck, you're probably in a bad spot anyways. So I don't know if that's going to do it. I think the first video of the Montreal Regional was 3 years ago, yeah. It was Food Coats with GFI versus Stealth Haley. That was the first finals, but the first video itself was, I think it was Jerome on Val probably against Dean on HB. Probably. ETF probably. Yeah, lots of Scorpio US Nationals. Yeah, if you watch the top table, it's a ton of Scorpios. It took 6 years to get Wayland up to speed. I'm going to tweet you the links to Ben's Paul in it since I can't message links. Thank you, Terrence. It was up here before. I don't know if he took it down, but I saw it up here. It had 3 surveyors in it. I don't know. I'm sure what happened. Maybe Nobo re-uploaded it. But he had a write-up too. Oh, this is probably someone else's Nationals Paladin. Anyways. Anywho, that's Netrunner this week. Check out some good play if you want. If you can get Rain and Reverie, I highly recommend it. It's absurdly good. There's some cards that seem to be really good right now. We're waiting on some balance for that, but this is good. I'll do an unboxing relatively soon because I want to talk about the criminal cards because they seem the best. They're not up on Jinteki.net yet. When they are, I'm excited to try that out because it's good. Vince got the link. Thanks, man. Why can't I find it? Where did it go? Yeah, Ben Blum. Ben Blum, mind you, is the player that I played last round, like 6th round at Worlds last year, and he knocked me out. A gentleman, though. Yeah, so this is his write-up. I wanted to play something familiar to what won Euros. The only thing he added is 3 Surveyor, because it's absurd. And that's the thing, it's just a Glacier deck, standard ideas, with a Surveyor. Also, I'm liking Biovault more than I thought I would. I saw some really good ways to use this card. People will install Advanced, res it, and then you can't deep data mining. It's just good, right? And the idea is also, like, this is a thing that was a big part if you're newer to Netrunner. This might be a new concept, but if you've been playing back in the day where what the HB decks called food coats were really prevalent, this isn't a big idea. But say we have a server that is an Anansi, it's annoying, a Surveyor, it's really annoying, and an IP block, whatever, 3 ice. So this is a 6 strength sentry. Dealing with a 6 strength sentry already is really expensive. It's usually like 9 credits. For MK Ultra. If you're running Stealth, you probably have a better matchup. Stealth is actually really good against this. But the idea is, as soon as you include defensive upgrades, things like Ash, things like Biovault, things like Marcus Batty, it multiplies the value of your remote. So I think if you're going to try this, definitely go into upgrades. We've seen a lot of really good defensive upgrades. There's also some really good agendas for Glacier. There's one really good agenda for Glacier NBN that just came out in the box. But the idea is that now you can make it that they have to run through your remote twice. It's the easiest way to get more value out of your remote, more than stacking on another piece of ice. It multiplies the value of the remote. There's a really good StimHack article about this, but this is just like a no-nonsense deck if you want to play it. People didn't upvote enough. Oh, shit. Well, he told them not to. It's on the 3rd page. Oh, wow. Okay. Also, really quick thing to mention before we get into the game, because I said he mentioned this. People are complaining about this on Reddit, and I agree with them. In this, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, in this article, they gendered Apex as a he, which is something like a lot of people care about. I go out of my way to make sure that we don't call Apex or Adam he, and they did it. I think they just didn't consider it, but I think that's weird. I wish they didn't do it. I'm not gonna say it's canon, but like, come on. What are you doing? Play some Cybernetics negative hand size with Chairman Hero. That's weird. I don't know if we can do that. We actually have a plan in Fusion today to play right now. If you want to play the fast deck I mentioned, start Fear the Masses, comment. Interesting. Here, Walcuz, what we're going to do is I want to build a deck real quick. Probably just a brain fart. Yeah, it's like really easy to do that, which is kind of the issue. But process automation. Man, why don't you just... I guess you can't. This is one of the decks you can't play 0 because you want Fear the Masses. Is Kit gendered? I don't know if Kit is gendered. I'd have to look up on the insert. She might be. I assumed Riel. I don't know. Has Adam gone by them? I haven't noticed. Good to know. No, I don't actually think Adam is... I think they gender Adam too. I don't think I gender Adam. I try not to. I try to not gender anything though. Anywho, did they mention Adam here? Yeah, his need. So they do that too. I don't know. Do Byrites have gender? Who knows? FFG intern couldn't possibly be asked to care about that kind of thing. Yeah, exactly, right? So anyways, I just like that people are concerned about that. Oh, this is playing. Hopefully the audio didn't goof it up. Anyways, let's get into the game. We've been talking for a bit too long. Not too long, but we've been talking for a bit. Maybe you come here to watch the Netrunner. This week is SGDQ. If you don't know, this happens twice a year. AGDQ and SGDQ, the group called Games Done Quick, come together with a lot of people. There's generally like 100,000 people watching this. I don't know why you're not watching this right now. But they speedrun games, and just about every year when this happens, either in July or June, or January, we try and build a fast Netrunner deck. And a lot of times I end up also doing like my auctioneer kind of talk and try to explain what I'm doing too fast, which is something I probably want to avoid doing. But we're gonna try and build a really fast runner deck and try and speed run Netrunner. We've never done it well. I don't think any year that we've done a speed run deck it's actually been pretty good. We've always just done bad. There was one I think we did well. I think on one we won by turn 2 by doing like indexing mad dash DDoS or something cheesy. But we're gonna try and build a fast deck. Where we're gonna start? We're gonna be starting at. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, the reason why they run this is they're raising money for Médecins Sans Frontières, which is Doctors Without Borders. They're right now at 800,000. They are done on Sunday, I believe. Every year since like 2013, 2014, they made more than $1 million. So if you want to get involved in charity and speedrunning, mind you, is really cool to watch, even if you know nothing about it. So check that out. Maybe throw some charity money. Build a Ricky Bobby. Look, man, I'm going fast. Honor speedrun the game, but do the slowest commentary you can. Datakia, I'm into that. That will be a fresh change of pace. They at least take on a gendered appearance. I think they maybe don't have biological sex. Love your speed. Our speedrun stream. I can talk really fast if we want to talk really fast, and it's probably uncomprehensible, specifically if people have English as a second language. It's also an issue because sometimes I get carried away and talk really too fast. I don't know if this is understandable. Maybe the bitrate of the audio is actually gonna fall apart, but we're gonna do this one slow. We're gonna play fast. We're also gonna play fast. I think that's more importantly. I want to get a clock. I don't know. I don't have the plugin right now. I wish I had a chess clock to see how quickly we can win. We're gonna be playing Ken Express Tenma. Ken goes fast. Ken is the speediest. Their FFG articles would just lucky he isn't in the Holocaust. Yeah, they do that a lot, huh? I haven't played it, but looking at the numbers, it looks like it's mathematically equal. Shang, what are you talking about? Costs 4 fewer credits, isn't a resource, draws you an extra card, gets anarch breakers into your bin, triggers. I've had worse than CV. Are we talking about Zero? Why is Zero better than Proco? Zero draws 2 cards a turn. Proco draws 1. It also costs 5. Zero's insane. Hey dude, I hope you're doing well. Would be talking that much since sleep time, but glad to be able to hang out and get in there. Hey Lamil, how's it going? Hopefully your sleep is going well today as well. I had to do training at work last week. I learned the human mind can comprehend 1,600 words a minute. You're fine. That's impressive. Okay, we're gonna go to Chrome. This isn't working for us. No. It's also getting warm in here, which is another reason why we shouldn't talk too fast. I feel like that heats up. Proco's a lot easier to trash than Zero because it's a resource. Yeah, it's also weak to scarcity. The thing is also like Anarchs want to interact with you, so like there are very few Anarch decks that I think would want to Proco every single turn, or like 2 to 3 times a turn. And if you're doing it once a turn, you do Symmetrical Visage. I highly recommend Shang try it out because Zero is like just busted. Even watch some of the streams, you'll see how much value they get from it. We're doing a runner deck. Let's go. Get to Chrome faster, it says boilerplate something. Nobody legit plays Proco anymore. Yeah, not a lot of people do because it's slow and a lot of the competitive scene is actually pretty rushy. And paying 5 is not that easy. It's better for more control shaper decks that can put that down turn 1. Haley can double install sometimes and then you can go. But if you need to deal with like remotes on turn 2 with Mati Makundo, yeah, good luck. Okay. None of this stuff matters anymore. And we're good to go. Rain and Reverie, we're not, just because it's not on JNet. There's some good Ken cards in Rain and Reverie, too. In Rain and Reverie, there's support for Blue Sun. Ah! Man, what a cool box. All right, we're gonna go fast. So we're gonna play some fast cards. We're gonna be playing theme fast and also like mechanics fast. So career fair seems good. It lets us start pretty fast. Corporate Grand is not a particularly fast card. I think we're gonna get most value out of Employee Strike. It's gonna slow the corpse down, which makes us look faster. That seems about good. Diversion of Funds. This is the new account siphon. We're gonna do the building fast too. That's a 3 of. It's a good card. It's also a run. We get a credit back. We play it for free. Early Bird is actually technically a really fast card, and while it's probably not the best card for our deck, we're going to play it because it's a fast card, and that's what we said we would do. Exclusive Party is not a fast card. What else do we got? Express Delivery, technically not a fast card. Fisk Investment Seminar, that's actually the fastest card, right? Criminal's weakest point is generally slow draw. It is, which is why I'm really excited for Liza. We're playing the Doof. Early Bird's a fast card. Early Bird's a fast card. SSO for speed, Shang. I think on the runner side, if we go fast, we can either do SSO, we could do next, but we got to start with the criminal first. It seems more fun. Gotta play Sports Hopper. Cars are fast. We'll do that. 3 Fisk seems like a ridiculous amount of fast, maybe too much fast. We'll get to that soon. Information Sifting is good with Fisk. It's also technically a fast card. Is it better than Career Fair or Legwork? Yeah, maybe. We'll try that. Seems good. Inside Job is also really good. It's a really fast card. Want to run my Steve Apoc? Oh, that'd be cool. Apocalypse is also a good consideration for that, but that's pretty fast. Push Your Luck to Push Your Luck. That's probably too slow. I don't like that card. What else do we want to do? Okay, Special Order, we need that. We need to get our breakers out. Spearfishing is actually not terrible. We'll play 2. What else do we want? Planned Assault is actually really good. I didn't realize this with Planned Assault. It avoids additional costs, which means that you can doof really quickly. If we want to play this, we want to play other run events. It's technically not a fast card. Doubles are inherently slow, but it is something. That's pretty good. Oh, you meant 3 steps ahead. That's not a fast card. Is it a fast card? Play 0? I was considering playing Drug Dealer. Do we want to play 0? Yeah, fuck it. I swore. 3. Yeah, okay, let's go fast. The thing is, though, like, we want to have enough influence to play, like, 2-3 indexing, because that's the fastest card. Omni, how's it going? Yeah, 0 is really fast. Oh, man. Fishing is really good right now. Why is that? I think fishing's okay. I guess it's good against Team Makunda, but we have Strike. Okay. This seems stupid. Great. What else do we want? There's a new console that came out that's really good. We can't play it because it's not out yet, let alone... Well, it's out, but it's not on jaticket.net. What else is fast? This seems really... We gotta figure this out. Oh, okay. Indexing has speed lines? Yeah, it does. It really does. Throw in Slipstream to go with that fishing? That's a slow card. Oh, we gotta play neutral stuff too. So what else do we want? We want fast money. Hedge fund. Sorry, sure gamble. Oh, this is... We gotta figure out how we're gonna win first. This is probably an issue. Traffic Jam, Hot Dog, how's it going? And slow corpse down. I think Employee Strike will slow them faster. Traffic Jam actually is not that easy to get value out of. Why do we want an early bird? I don't know. Okay, so we want pressure on HQ turn 1. So that means we probably have to go Overmind. Like, we want to be able to siphon turn 1, which Overmind is probably the best that we can get. Otherwise, we could do Emakua, which is, like, kind of fast. Slipstream to EMP device. EMP device is, like, 4. And then they don't... Like, that actually doesn't work, because Slipstream's the innermost. They can res a different one. They can res, like, the outermost and we'll be boned. But also, EMP device is, like, 4 influence. I think we might want to do Overmind, which means we want MU. We could do Eater. DDoS is a lot of influence, though. If we do... That's the thing, is, like, I think if we want a fast deck, if we technically want to, like, be the fastest deck, we would play 3 DDoS and not play the other one. Which I think is probably right, because DDoS indexing Mad Dash wins games. I think this is probably the fastest deck. Right? Like, we want to cheese turn 1. We want to do DDoS indexing Mad Dash, Mad Dash. We also probably want the current. Yeah, let's actually build the fastest deck here. We also probably want the current. The current being... Oh, that's too much influence. We probably want the current, which is the one that gives us an extra point. Not Peace in Our Time. What is it called? Freedom Through Equality. Okay, let's actually build the fastest deck, not the theme fastest deck. Let's try and win as fast as possible. So Diversion is really good. Career Fair is good because we have DDoS. Freedom's good. This is not value. This we don't need. Information Sifting is only good if we have the other one. This is good. This is good. This is okay. We can play one fewer. It's a Mad Dash and a Doof, which is good. Spearfishing is okay. Sure, special order gamble. I like where this starts. Just cheat and start every game with Doof, DDoS indexing. Yeah, like, you know how good that would be? Two strike. We'll see how it goes in Fusion. Two strike is not that bad. We need draw. We definitely need draw. And how are we going to get draw in our deck? A criminal has the worst draw by far. We could do drug dealer, which is not terrible. And if we're playing drug dealer, we could on top of that play I also want to play RNG key, considering RNG manipulation is a big part of speedrunning, but we actually have to win fast. How do we win fast? Unscheduled maintenance is only good if we play a Fisk investment seminar. ShadowNet fan site is not terrible. It's not particularly fast though. Like, we just want fast breakers. And what are the fastest breakers? I think the fastest breaker is actually technically Mammon. Mammon's probably one of the faster breakers in the game. The other option's Overmind. We have Mad Dash. We definitely have Mad Dash. We have 2 of them. We might want to go up to 3. Seeing how this draws like seems bad. What other cards do we want? Like, what resources are good? David, how's it going? Logos is a slow card. Hopefully it doesn't even... Like, we want to win without it even firing, so I don't know about that. Bank Job is technically a fast card if we can get it off turn 1, which is unlikely. What else do we want? Oh, man. Leela instead, bouncing ice. We could do Leela, and because we're not using the last 2 influence. Ken does have a bit of value right now. We have a lot of run events. We're actually playing a lot of run events, so I don't know. Fisk introduces more agendas into game. Yeah, it's also card draw. The thing is, like, it's very easy for them to play around DDoS. I think that's fine, okay. And then we'll play 2 sifting. Oh man, this deck is going to be so cheesy. So we just need more money. We could do a daily cast, which isn't particularly fast. We could do 2 piece in our time, which seems like a mistake. What else do we want? Temujin would be good. Sec testing is not that fast. You're missing Dirty Laundry and Glut Cypher. Oh, Dirty Laundry we 100% need to play. Glut Cypher is like 4 influence. Same old thing. That's a slow card in Fusion. It's not bad, but it's technically a slow card. We need to figure out what our breakers are. Oh man, what's the chance that this is not terrible? Super low. Super low. So we'll do Passport. We'll do a Mammon. We'll do Fairy is okay. Fairy's not terrible, but I don't know if we can get that much value out of it. We'll do Mongoose. We want a cheap Fractor. I don't actually think we're weak to that many currents, so we don't probably even have to play a current. We could play Breach, which is not terrible. Oracle May is actually really cool. I think we'd call Event, right? So that means we don't need career fairs. We have too few targets. Okay, let's see what this draw likes. And for remotes, we'll use Inside Job and Spearfishing. So the fact that our Passport and everything else can do remotes, maybe that's not a big issue. So this hand is garbage. We throw that back. This hand is not good. Nah, that's actually okay. First. The problem is we don't have enough econ cards in our deck. And there's a new econ card that just came out that is really good for Ken, which would be great. But like so much of this deck is... Okay, we'd Fisk. No DDoS into indexing. Deuce is wild. Is that better than Oracle May? I don't know. We need more money, right? Yeah, Oracle May is going to be great with Paragon. It really is. You're going to see a lot of Oracle May in the near future. I think this is wrong, and we need to just play more money. So what do we have? Like, in terms of money, we have, we want run events. We have high stakes job, which is too expensive. Yeah, Deuces isn't a run event, which is kind of a tragedy. I agree with you. Easy Mark is pretty good with Drug Dealer if we are bottomed out. I think maybe we just want a bit more money. We'd keep this. Man, we need more money. Hopefully we can cheese this out. How do we get more money? Oh man, this is DDoS into Doof into indexing. Oh god, and then you throw up a bit in your mouth. That's good. That's real good. Are we trying this, chat? How does this look? This is Doof into indexing. Because they res ice, right? Oh man, that's good. We draw this. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Yeah, let's do this. We go with that. And ShadowNet. ShadowNet's funny, but we don't need that if we do Fansite. this into DDoS. DDoS is the best card. No unicorn. That's true. We have no unicorn card. We could have a restricted card. What's the wildest restricted card that we would never play? What's like the fastest restricted card? Sneak Door doesn't seem terrible. Yeah, we could play one Sneak Door. No Same Old Thing. We could consider it. It's actually probably worth playing. I don't know how good the daily cast is either. You can always Shadow Net standoff. I think we lose in the standoff matchup anyways because we have one of each breaker, so I don't really care about that. It's not even that common anymore. A lot of people are not playing it. Employee Strike is the best restricted card, yeah, but we have to put influence into that. Let's just try this. We would do that into this, into install, into install. And we say event. Got it. First, second, third, draw. Man, we really need. Oh, we found it. Old stuff is for old people, and Ken is not old. Tapworm? We could do Tapworm. Yeah, maybe Tapworm is better than Cast. Let's try that. This is immediate money. If they purge, it's fast. Yeah, I like that. Gotta Go Fast is too cheesy. Oh god, we did it. If you're just tuning in, my name is Andre. How's it going? We're gonna speedrun some Netrunner. Oracle made with single copies of breakers? Yeah, it's fine. If that happens, we'll just win on Mammon. It'll be fine. Tapworm also makes it the Oracle May worse. But we cut Daily Cast, which is not good either, so whatever. Look, sometimes Maydon, if you mill the breakers, it's a cheesy deck. Like, we're going to have to high roll if we're going to win anyways, so I don't feel that bad about it. What's the chance that we have a higher win rate with this than with the winning regionals deck? Like, Rebirth and Cambridge? I think if we wanted like Cambridge, we just play Cambridge because we're spending one of our 17 influence to have Rebirth, so we're picking a 16 influence deck. We might as well just beat Cambridge. We probably aren't getting that much Ken value. We just want the 17 influence. Yeah, a lot of parts of this are not well thought out, but like speedrunning takes a lot of time and consideration. These people train for a long time. Gang Sign's always fun. Gang Sign probably wouldn't be terrible either because we're playing Fisk. That might actually be better than Tapworm. Listen, sometimes you just lose because your deck's bad. Tapworm is like the bullet time moment from the corp and you run by full speed. Gotta go fast. Oh shit, they know. Oh, they're going fast, huh? I like it. Okay, so they're playing Medtech, which is also one of the faster decks in the game. 6 points to win. So they're fast, we're fast. Hand is not good. Hand is good now. Good hand is good. You know the James Bond scene where the guy's like, the odds favor staying. And Bond's like, if you play the odds, takes a card and wins. Basically Andre right now. Satcom is good with Worm. Don't worry about that. Not worried about that. So we could get into this. We do have spearfishing. Seems suspicious. We don't die to snare. Let's go for it. This costs 1 credit. I've been sporting a knifed lamb Ken deck. Been fun. Cutlery is really fun in Ken. Oh, we are going fast. We are halfway there. Okay. Alright. So they get to rearrange the top 7 cards, so us finding an agenda seems really difficult. Now we can Fisk disrupt them. Fish them. Yeah, we fished them good. I don't think you rush behind a single ice with Ken. They have too little money to punitive us. They can draw cards here. This is one of them sandwich moments where you go and make a sandwich. It's this card is a sandwich card, and the other sandwich card is making an entrance. But we can win in another access, right? Like we can just rip an indexing and win. So we just gotta make sure we have more than 4 cards in hand, or actually more than 3 cards. We can Dirty Laundry HQ. They drew 1, discarded 2. I don't care that much. I don't. We do this next turn when we get value. Oh, please. So glad Precognition's out of the game. Why are you glad about that one? Motion. Okay. Okay, so guys, what do we do? Do we indexing or do we doof? I think we indexing first, see if it wins, and then you doof. The thing with it is we could doof run this. Okay, some other goddess is a restricted card. We can't deal with them. Yeah, we can actually. We have a lot of ways to deal with it. We could have doofed ran this. The thing is, if this is a 5-3, they can't score next turn anyways. So move next onto R&D. So we don't want them to have the IPO. They can draw. That's fine. We don't want them to have the ice. Swordsman actually is scary because we have the breaker. And Mother Goddess is expensive. I like this. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely rushing. So we could have doofed and ran that. I should have seen how many cards they kept or not trashed. But they have 1 credit. So like we could have drawn once. We could have doofed, drawn once, and run that, and we don't die to Junebug. The things if they res their ice anyways, it's probably an agenda. Uva Duva is correct. Okay, I don't know what anything is anymore. Gain a credit, advance, install. 1 credit? Yeah, we're gonna run everything, right? We don't even need DDoS. They have 1 credit. Like, what are they gonna do? Oh! Oh! The fastest deck. It could be an NGO front, right? But they couldn't res the last turn. Like, I don't think you NGO front. You don't moosh in an NGO front because you can't res it. Dude's eating future hot pocket in the art. Freelance coding contract is a sandwich card. It's actually it's freelance coding contract. I think they say on it. It's actually a burrito or a taco or something. It's the soy beef one. 3 beach jobs incoming. 1 card or 4 cards? What are we feeling, chat? Chat, how are we feeling about this? They can't launch snare, so I don't care. Poglis is saying 4. Apathy can say 4. Really? I thought we're all at 1. Don't forget Junebug costs 1. Yeah, Junebug does cost 1. All right, we're 1-1. Okay, chat says more 1s at this point. GG. Gotta go. Woo! We did it. Turn 3. That was a bit lucky though, but Mad Dash maybe? Very, very, very fast. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. That's awesome though. What's in the remotes? Sanic. We Sanic'd it. That's a speed run. RNG manipulation. That was really good pressure. Like that. If they were running a deck that iced centrals, we did have to DDoS into doof, into indexing, into like all the good runs. Man, this deck is probably like tier 1. Better win rate than the other one. All right, let's see what they have. It's an NGO. Okay, so we knew they drew that to NGO and agenda remote. That's an agenda remote. Oofa bootha. Arthur Barnhouse, how's it going? TFP, not a risky. I like it. That was also an agenda. Oh man, they went for a fast deck too, so I appreciate that. All right, let's give it another shot. Express plus DDoS is very interesting. You mean Ken? Or express delivery, the card? All right, so we gotta run every turn. Hey. This is gonna be harder. This is one of the sort of decks that they put multiple ice on every remote server, and that's really difficult. We want to run every turn. They want to make us not run every turn. It is literally our nemesis ID. Literally the nemesis, the hard counter to Ken Tenma. We're gonna mulligan into the high roll. Oh my god, we are so good at this game. Ken Express Tenma. It's an interesting build. I love DDoS and criminal. That's the thing, is like DDoS is better than Inside Job, and it's not a criminal card. It's so weird. Gain 8. What do we possibly draw into that we follow this up with? What's the chance there's 3 agendas in a row and we need all their clicks? Low. We could have hit the Mad Dash, right? Okay. I got anything good coming? Okay, what do we not want? We don't want them to have an ice wall. Psychic field is fine. Snare and Kitsune is an issue. Oh man. Oh man, this card looks like Breach to me. I'm gonna goof it up at some point. We want to put Future Perfect on top. That was the reason not to draw. Now we can kind of like get him to spend some money. They can draw Psychic Field, but Kitsune last? I don't care if we hit the snare. Okay. Chat. Fuck. Damn, we're good. Okay, cool. We wasted a credit and a click. That's fine. Have you considered Rosetta and Femme Fatale? Could be Trixie and DDoS bypass deck. That's actually interesting. We know one of them is Psychic Field. What's the other ones? I don't know. What do we want to do here? I think we want to work Oracle May up. We want to find our other cards. Well, of course, Zero. Why would they ever spend money for that? Yeah, it's true. They're just draw it anyways, which is kind of weak against Ken. Event. They know we have a spearfishing. That's kind of an issue. So we know what that card is. We could run HQ. We know one snare is in deck. Oh. Huh. Okay. We found the other one. I was going for the tapeworm there, yeah. Oh. Motherfucker. That's a Kitsune, which is 3 to res, I think. Okay, this might be a problem. So they drew the Kitsune, which they don't have anything to show. We have to trash this. This is probably on a Hokusai grid, so I think we trashed that anyways. Now we have to play slow. This has to hit an event or we're in a bad spot. Oh, we're in a bad spot. This seems okay. They can always res their shit though, so we might want to wait a turn, but we have a chance of losing this. This is a Psychic Field. This does the last damage to us. Cody, how's it going? This is where you miss Queen's Gambit, right? Drive by would be too slow for this deck. Do we doof here? Man, that art on doof is not great, is it? I think we doof. We need the money. It's a double though. Yeah, okay, whatever. They can res their stuff. That's the only issue here. No matter what, they'll have 0 money. I think we're doing it. Wow, they're not resing anything. So we'll take this damage. They can't really... They could do credit neural, but we've seen what they're drawing a lot of times. ABD always be doofing. I like it. So now they can't... Oh, they can still res the Hokusai. Event. That is unlikely. That is really unlikely. This card's terrible. Whose idea was this? So Hokusai. This has to be a Hokusai, right? It also could be a price deck. Apparently they're not resing it. Oh, it's a price deck, okay. Yeah, we have to trash that. So we can clear the tag to protect their Oracle May. They're at no credit, so I don't care. So we're just gonna draw so we don't die to credit neural. We know they're not drawing credit neural. We probably don't have to respect that. Treasure Ross, how's it going? We're speedrunning. They hit the Oracle May. Maybe that was worth keeping. So this is a Psychic Field, and we just need to find our DDoS into good stuff, and we can float the tag, likely. Chance of Breach Dome in there high. We've lost no breakers. We definitely want the Mongoose. What have we seen? We saw, just that other thing? Who's at the OSS? Jester, what's up? Solely backs out of chat. Now, this is good. Yeah, this is a Psychic Field. You can dirty laundry it. Well, we could just dirty laundry archives. That's interesting. Yeah, what happens if we... Yeah, we can just dirty laundry this. They have no money. So we pay 0. We're not going to trash it. We can put advancement counters on it. That's a reason, but they could do it on ice. So one's an ice wall, actually, right? So we... Gotta go fast. So this is likely an ice wall. That might be an issue. Because if they need to find their combo pieces, they can find them now. Oh man, we could do some cheese here. This is also probably the Kitsune. I think we could actually go for a single run on R&D. If they res the Kitsune, they can't afford to give a snare, let alone res the Kitsune. So this is a free run. Celebrity Gift, that's a terrible draw. For us, that's a really good draw for them. Putting down our Sentry Breaker seems relevant. We need our Breach, which is not amazing at dealing with Ice Wall. It's 2 to pay for a start, and after that it gets worse. So I think we want to probably... Maybe we actually special order for Mammon. Or we can special order for Breach to go into Doof next turn. That's probably the best. Also, it lets us do Doof into Information Sifting, which could be game winning. They're not building remotes a lot of times, so this inside job seems that bad. They have a snare in hand though. They're gonna show us some of their hand though with that celebrity gift right now, so we can see how good that sifting is. It's an Ice Wall, Neural, Snare, Trickle Light, and they're hiding 2 cards. So that could either be a snare or a card we don't know. So actually, what is this? We don't know, but we could take a gamble here. A gamble we will take. They have 10 credits. Oh. This is fine. If they throw us a snare, we lose our Mongoose, and then we're down onto Mammon for our Sentry Breaker. Alright, they hit us with a snare. We'll trash it. Oh, we have to draw a Blast Click. This could be a Bioethics, and we could die to Bioethics Neural. But it looks like they're letting us take their money, so we actually only have to respect Neural, because they can always do credit, Neural. So we'll draw once. That's a good card. We have 2 tags, though, so we're weak to Boom, if they're playing it. And we have 1 more indexing. Same Old Things actually look pretty sweet in this deck from now on. Yeah, Same Old Things would be pretty good. Run R&D. Oracle May says don't do drug dealers. Yeah, drug dealer actually would be really good right now. So we found the snare, so we don't know what this is. With 1 card in hand, it can't be snare. I'm going to go check it, actually. They hit this card. It's a Bioethics, which they should have pre-res before we doofed them. That's definitely a mistake on their part. The Campfire Snare, we could actually consider running R&D here. We need to get our singles in while we can. I guess the worst here is Breach Dome, but it's not even that bad. Pay for Hokusai Grid? No, they have so little money. It's fine that they draw it, I guess. And that seems important. Hopefully they don't neural it. We have 1 more Mad Dash in the deck. And it looks like they're playing probably a lot of Future Perfects, maybe even Obakatas, so this only seems so good. And that's Hokusai on top of Psychic Field. Okay, that's good. That's also good. We don't run this turn. I think we can just run HQ. The risk here is really low. Yeah, we knew they had a lot of those. And next turn we can do Fisk, DDoS, Indexing, Mad Dash, win. If we hit an Oboe, maybe? Drawing Last Click. It's fine. It's good. So that's a new card in the server. Okay, let's go. Didn't hit the Mad Dash. I think we can still index this, right? If they res it, it's bad. But what could this be? Ice Wall. If it's a Sentry, it's probably fine. Unless it's not fine. Unless it's like a... Yeah, Komainu. Fire. This is fine, though, because you can run through Komainu. We have to draw Last Click, though, which is pretty bad. This could be a Bioethics into Neural. Yeah, that was the reason to DDoS. That was the only thing. And we have no way to deal with that now, and it's res. So the DDoS actually was probably the right play. Beans! Who needs Employee Strike? Employee Strike doesn't matter. So they don't want to draw this. They can draw all of these. This is fine. We've seen a lot of cards and no agendas. It's not a bio, it's an upgrade. Oh, you're right. It is an upgrade because this is a Psychic Field. I don't care if they draw a Psychic Field. Definitely don't want them to draw that. This seems worse for us. Psychic Field, draw. Still in it. Some rough luck. Yeah, we got a bit unlucky there. It's okay, we have 16 cards left. 2 breakers down. Our Mammon's still in the game. Don't know what that is. Lots of it's fine with Crazy Panic Guys. It wouldn't be Match Ball Grid without at least 4. It's fine for game. Everything's okay. This is going exactly according to plan. We have 1 more DDoS. No more indexing, so we're going to have to win off of HQ pressure, which with 3 credits actually seems pretty reasonable here. That card seems good. The joke is how bad these tags are. They don't do anything. Okay, we win in 1 more access. Okay, we win in 1 more axis. Whew, might want to run archives. There's a chance there's a 3-pointer buried in there. So 5 credits, what are we scared of here? Not much. I actually think it's I'm pretty sure this is another Kitsune. This could easily be a Psychic Field. They know that we saw it though. We could consider Dirty Laundering Archives, but Breach Domus is probably in this deck considering they're not icing Archives. Trickle Light, okay. Is our Mammon still in the game? Yeah, it's still in the game. Oh, wait, they can trash that. That's fine. If they trash it, we save a credit. Joke's on them. Yeah, be sure to have 4 cards for last access for sure. Another Fisk, our last Fisk into that also could be game winning. It also could lose us the game, but we've hit 2 snares, so that also is probably a price sec. They're letting us have this. So we know 2 Trigger Lights in hand, so running HQ actually doesn't seem that good. I'll check it out. We probably take 6 damage here. There's gonna be a lot of breach dumps in here. Oh, show of force. Oh, we could have win. Oh, GG. Oh man. Oh man. Oh wow. Gotta go fast. That was wild. Yeah, we win. Okay. That's in the combiner that they're not resing. We called all this right. We called this correct. This we did not call correct, but it doesn't matter. What's in server 1? Oh boy. Yeah, hey, we went fast. Turn 13? Close? Yeah, I don't know if that was close. House of Knives. Alright. Wow, so what do we have coming up? Yeah, maybe we want some same old things, but the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure we can just win faster than that, but, like, same old... Oh, we have a 3rd indexing. Man, this deck is just nuts. And they didn't even have a single Breach Dome, which is wild. They have Shiq, which you need money to make this card good. They didn't have the money. And I don't know how they win. We got their 2 bioethics out. You really need to protect that card. Mammon is the last card. It's okay, though. We have same old things. Or not same old things, excuse me, special orders. So this is fine. So far, we've won 2 games in 16 turns, which is probably pretty good. Yeah, we were running kind of low on cards, but I don't know if they weren't on Obokata. We should have known that, actually, Vincent, which you pointed out in chat, because they have bioethics. So they're definitely not on Obokata. So it's probably just a bunch of future perfects. And then Show of Force on the other one. Oh, hey. How's it going? We're going fast again. Harmony Medtech, 6 points to win. Let's go. This is also a reason not to play Employee Strike, right? Oh, man. How much value did we get off Ken? I actually think we played like 6 or 7 run events last game. Okay, so how good is this hand? It's not terrible. We have money. This is actually one of the worst cards on our deck. Oh, hey, cheers. Some fishing and some jobs. Yeah, we got some value. Here we definitely want to mulligan into DDoS indexing because we know what kind of deck we are. Fisk into Doof into indexing might actually work too. Yeah, bioethics is a restricted card. I'm kind of returning from a long hiatus. Hey, well. We haven't been saying best of luck, have fun tonight. What's with that? Chad, I need you to yell when we don't do that. I love me a turn 1 gift. Let us know what's in your hand so we know the value of all their cards. Making them draw 3 is kind of not the best, but we're not considering Fisk. We're just going to play Fisk. Ben Musashi, Hedge Fund, Kakugo, Punitive the Future Perfect. So it's a Punitive Future Perfect deck, which is scary. That's a Kakugo on R&D. We're going to get the money up. So Tapeworm seems like a really good card. Let's go Fisk. Okay. Oh, we probably want to run R&D here. Get this down, get that down. Seems good enough. Or actually just easy mark. There's no point showing them that we're on Orokami. Fisk into indexing would be so good, because we can win, right? IPO is another good reason to play the Tapeworm. Yeah, might as well just play this one. Actually, maybe not. It's on chat high, I guess. Sorry, boss. Yeah, if we got an indexing there, we could technically do like indexing Mad Dash win. It's not impossible. Because they're on 3-pointers. Mind you, it is a 40-card deck, so there's only 6 agendas in their whole deck. One of them's an HQ, maybe 2 are in HQ. So we gotta know they're on Ben Musashi. They have no our ice unless we force them to draw it. They just drew an IPO, which is not a particularly good draw. And they're gonna let our Tapeworm fire, which is phenomenal. Doof tap? We know this is a Kakugo. I don't want to doof it. That's a Ben Musashi on top of... I don't know what that is. Wow. 3 credits. Thank you. Gotta go fast. This is an indexing. This is an indexing. The things I don't know. I think we might need more credits before we do that. The thing is, what else do we do? What do we do? Stop thinking go fast. Mad Dash doesn't seem useful at all in this deck. Oh yeah, you're right. It's not. Yeah, it's indexing. We gotta go fast. We can't win. We're one click short, so maybe we wanted to wait a turn. Wow. If we steal the Obokata, we lose. So that's going to be on the bottom. We need to get more money than them because this is way too much damage. We don't want them to have genotyping because it shuffles. So we actually put that in the wrong order. We can fix that. Start over. So genotyping is going to be the bottom, then Obokata. These we don't care about if they draw them. Archived on the top. They probably keep that actually. One more time, sorry, chat. That's an easy draw for them though, so they throw it out. Yeah, they throw that card out, so we... like, we want to give them a hard draw, because Shikyu and Breach Dome, they just toss. There's no other consideration regarding them. No time to think. Yeah, we just need to get, like, basically all we need to hit here is our special order into Breach. This card looks like Breach, and then we can start doofing all the time. They're gonna go score. They could. You messed up genotyping. Did I do it backwards? What did we do? Oh boy. What did we do? Did we do it in the backwards order? Ice on R&D, so that changes nothing, right? Jeff, how's it going? You put Obo on the bottom, then mandatory you can Fisk and get Obo. Oh, that's cool too. But we just don't have the money. They're letting... Man, this is getting value. This so far has gotten a lot of credits. Okay. Well, we goofed it up. We definitely did. They're building remotes, which is fine for us. I think we actually just want to... Yeah, we'll Fisk. So now I don't know where anything is. And we can set up a turn that's double... double Breach Dome. Double Diversion, which is okay. It makes our Tapworm worse, but it's okay. Okay, so they're drawing now Oba, I think. 3 Fisks. Gotta go fast. That's a good card, too. Oh, man. We've gone through a lot of cards. So have they, though. And mind you, they're a 40-card deck. Like, in theory, if we were playing Fansite, ShadowNet, we couldn't maybe consider milling them. It's hard, though. We don't get a lot of Fansite value, considering they score 2 agendas to win. They also have a lot of time here to just put another ice on in front of HQ. I guess we knew that one of the Fisks was iceless. There's also a chance that we win in a single sifting at some point. Information sifting might win. But this seems like a diversion into diversion. We'll lose 2 cards. Actually, losing the Sentry Breaker is pretty bad, but we're going to take our outs where we can. We have 2 Spearfishing, 3 Inside Job. We'll probably be okay without that. And we still have a Mammoth, which is fine. Okay, we need to get the credit differential up. I am riveted. DDoS Doof? I don't even think we need a DDoS Doof. If we want a Doof. If they res the Obokata, they go down 4 anyway, so that's like a huge swing. They go down 4. We get... This one gives us 5 minus... This gives us 3. This one gives us less. And they're genotyping, which is pretty rough. Can Shadow Nest Fisk? Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. Can you? Wait, can't you? Yeah, because it plays it as your first click. I think you can. Remember your ID ability? It's not anything really to remember. It just does it. We also know this is Ben Musashi, which is hard to play around. Take clicks? Yes. Tapworm is so good. Let's go. Doof gonna make it pretty difficult for them to set up an easy punitive. Exactly. We just want to get the credit differential up so that we can win off of... Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and break this for 2, which is a bit rough, and a net damage, not great. But they're going to be down on 4 credits once this turn is over, which is insane. Okay, that's an easy loss. That's good. Hopefully we lose the... Actually, all these cards are pretty good. You're playing around Criminal, my friend. If you want to score that, you can go down to 1 credit. Ah, ooh, Mongoose, that's fine. This is acceptable. Alright, 16-4 against the punitive deck. Things are looking pretty good. Nix, what's up? Can ShadowNet priority? Your first click is using ShadowNet. And that makes sense. Yeah, I thought you could. I thought the problem with Samuel thing is it's 2 clicks, but I'm wrong. Go ahead and score that. You're down at 1 credit. How do we win? Oracle main to indexing. 1 credit, there's not a lot they can res. We want to hit R&D. We could dirty laundry R&D. We might as well. Actually, we want to have 4 cards in hand. We also want to trash this because we know it's a Ben Musashi, and it's going to be hard for them to build a remote. So we'll trash the Musashi. We'll hit the R&D. Wow, it's a Yagura. Fire. That's a net damage card they can res for 1. It's the only 1 credit ice in Jinteki. I guess Aki. Oh, that's rough. I guess we have other options. So they look at the top card, put it at the bottom. No matter what, we are going to access it. They move the top card to the bottom, so we get a fresh access that they don't know about, which is pretty good for us. Mind you, this is a 4 credit card too. Miraju, that's an issue. We're running indexing, and we'll go ahead and trash Ben Musashi. This could be a vanilla, which we can't break. Alright, so that makes things easier for us. They have to click for credits. They have nothing else to do. Mind you, this card is annoying, but again, we're kind of YOLOing here. So we're going to try and get it. So we got to index through this. I think we still have a passport in the deck. We could special order passport, run singles here, and we just need to find our indexing. Hopefully our indexing wins us the game. Is there a rush to doof again? Not until they're on 5. Our taproom looks dumb now. If we hit our, what's it called? We'll be pretty bad if we hit here our, it's a 1 in 24 chance of hitting our passport. Great. They know we have this too. We'll use our ability. This is kind of unfortunate because we can't steal the Obokata. We might not want to do this. I'm just trying to get a credit value here. That might be a bit too greedy. NGO front. We don't want them to draw that. That's obviously money, which would be bad. Tapworm did enough work, though, this game. It's doing not a lot of work right now, but it did a lot of work. Okay, that could be an NGO front. It's 100% the NGO front, considering they have 1 credit on the ice. An NGO front is fine for us. I guess it turns the Tapworm on. It's an NGO front. Fantastic. So we don't have to worry about that. They have 9 credits. Now Snare is live on R&D. Let's hit the indexing. We did not. Worst card in our deck. No run event this turn. That makes any sense. And I still think they were in a hard spot trying to score on a remote. We want the Mammon down. Oh, it's a future perfect. Okay. They probably pay 1 here. This one's huge. Yeah, they did. Ah, damn it. We can also... Oh, I guess we can't force him to put it on the bottom. We don't have any legworks. We have strictly siftings, which I think we have 1 more in the deck. Actually, 2. Yes. All right, what's bad? Tapworm's bad. Got it. Okay, 1 more agenda to win. Single indexing closes the game. Don't care about punitive. That's the problem with punitive in this deck, is once you steal 1 3-pointer, it's dead. I guess Shiq changes that math. It actually does, because now they have to steal 2 agendas. Having to steal 3 agendas, sorry, with Shiq is insane. It's insane. They have to steal half of the agendas in your 44 card deck, which is crazy. I guess that's why Mad Dash is really good, and we have a DDoS, which is pretty sweet. More credits than them. 12 credits of cards in hand. We need to go find our Mammon soon. Also just inside job for value. So let's go find our indexing and close the game out. Event. That's acceptable. We found it. We found the big one here. Power counters. So the worst is Komainu. No matter what, though, we can deal with sentries. Test. What's up, Barnhouse? We see you. Shiq does make ShadowNet even better, but you can't count on playing against Shiq. How are they going to score in a remote? I think if we're throwing out cards, we actually take pot shots at HQ. We also might just want to put 2 counters on here and face check. I think once we find indexing, though, we probably win. Ice on R&D has to be Miraju. Yeah, you're right. It probably is a Miraju. We'll put 2 just to be safe. Take clicks. Give us an event. Okay. We'll run R&D. If it's a Mirage, that's fine. They can shuffle. So we don't have to break this. Fire. We could break it, but they have a lot of credits. Interestingly, it's actually, I guess it's the same. So we might as well just keep our Mammon counters. Actually, no, we paid for them. Yeah. Value Town. 2 credits for 2 subroutines, 0 strength ice, mind you. Install the DDoS. I don't want to show that we have it. They don't know we have this, actually. Oh, damn. Oh, the whole game here. Okay. So this shuffles, we have to inside job it. Whew. We actually could take the net damage for all it matters. No matter what, this goes into HQ though. We have some shots at it. Oh, good game. Oh man. All right, 3 games. How many turns are we at? We were at 16 before. What turn is this? Turn 9. Turn 9. 3 games, 25 turns. You got me into NR. Oh, no way. Oh, that's awesome. So glad you're digging it, eh? Oh, that's so cool. Turn 9, 13 minutes. Apathy with the timer. Thank you. Oh, it has a timer right here. Oh, yeah, I can just read here, right? Does it tell me time 13 minutes? Do we know what the time is on the last one? We're doing pretty good here. Back when it was cards and cans. Back in the old days. Oh, that's awesome. This deck is straight broken. Keep doing that. No doubt I will. Thanks for the game, eh? For the kind words. Okay. Keep going. Keep going. This deck has a better win rate now on JNet than anything else. That's fantastic. That being said, we played against 2 of the faster core decks. If you're just tuning in, did you post this anywhere? No, Arthur. We just built it on stream. It's kind of weird. Ow. If you're just tuning in, my name's Andre. We are speedrunning tonight. It's SGDQ, Summer Games Done Quick. We thought we built the fastest corp deck we could, or runner deck, excuse me. And we built this Kentema deck, which is 31 events. A lot of them help you win real good. Freedom actually has some pretty good value because you can do Freedom into Inside Job and Spearfishing, which you can't do with Mad Dash. That being said, Mad Dash is really good. The Tapeworm did value. I think they probably wanted to purge, considering they're on a punitive deck. We probably can't let the Tapeworm fire. It gave us like 8-9 credits that game, probably even more. That Oracle Maze doing all right. Mind you, that other game there was like what, 6 resources and we hit 2 in a row. Pretty bad. Oh, we missed someone. That's unfortunate. Gasha, how's it going? Hey. All right, we are playing against P. We have card draw in our hand, we have doof, and we have indexing. You can't really ask for better. Those are all the weaknesses of classic personal evolution. Doing well. Thanks. Best of luck. Have fun. And a mulligan. We're going to keep this hand for sure. So if you don't know, this is the core set Jinteki. It's actually one of my favorite alt arts in the game. I really like this one. It's like super subtle and super simple. I'm a big fan. Tapeworm makes Oracle May less good. Yeah, a bit, but like we're kind of high rolling this game, aren't we? Oh wow. Okay, so the easiest play right here is just diversion of funds into run this into. We don't even have the indexing this turn. We can probably just put down drug dealer. And this is the huge problem with playing Jinteki. There's nothing that can really hurt us here. Okay, so they're doing net damage. That's good. So they have to just click for credits. So next turn we can just indexing. Hopefully we draw a Mad Dash here. A Mammon we have to probably install. Fighting against Asmari would be so dope. They just name event all day long. Yeah, and we show them event as well. So with 1 credit, there's actually very little reason not to run all of these. If we were playing a deck with a longer win game or like not a speedrun deck, I'd probably check all these because for 1 credit they can't fire snare. Psychic Field's a 50-50. So we'll just go for R&D, see what we can get. We can lose a lot of these cards to damage. It's not that big of a problem. Replacement effect, please. Oh, that's really bad. Okay. Well, we don't want them to have hedge fund. We don't want them to have Kakugo. I don't like any of these cards, actually. Which card do I like least? These are all some of my like least favorite cards in Netrunner. I guess besides Snare and Hedge Fund, which are fine. Okay. Kakugo is the worst. That just goes on the bottom out of spite. We don't want them to have money. We'll Hedge Fund. Miraju makes them shuffle, which is actually not that bad. We could trash Snare if we wanted to. That's probably worth doing. We'll put that on top. So we'll do Mushin, Miraju, Snare. Done. So we can run R&D, and we'll just charge these 2 remotes after. Yeah, Snare on top and trap it. That's fine. Yeah. So they can't fire it. It's good. 1 Snare out of the game. And we can probably check these remotes. Again, with 1 credit, I'm not sure what we should be scared of. There's not much they can res. There's not much they can pay for. Rashida's a really good trash, so I'm glad we did that. Because that would have totally goofed up our stuff. It's another NGO front, which they didn't even bother advancing, which seems like they need it. Psychic Field? I don't think we want to trash Psychic Field. So now we have 4. We know there's 2 snares in the game. We just hit a Tapeworm, which is good. And we know the next 3 cards. Another doof would be good. It's not a doof. Let's go HQ for value. It's going to be a longer game because they have a lot of agendas. Oh shit, we found it. Wow, they actually fired that. So that's the 2nd snare. We're on 8 credits. They're back again on 0. 2 snares are out of the game, and they're on a brain damage variant. They're actually on a trap kill. We could clear a tag for the drug dealer. They could do credit, hit that. I think, oh man, if we want to go fast, we don't clear the tag, obviously, but I think we probably should clear the tag. This card does a lot of work. It's actually technically a fast card. And we lost, what, 2 Tapeworms and a Mammon, so our breakers actually are pretty... We need to keep this. They have Kakugo. Yeah, firing snare there seems kind of wild. We know they just drew into a Mushin and a Hedge Fund, I think. Probably No May. No May is really good because we're going to be drawing. That's the Kakugo, I'm pretty sure. So we need to install this, we need to install that. We can't lose this breaker, otherwise we just lose to Kakugo unless we inside job or, you know, the other one. I guess if we lose our breaker with that, it's a problem. That's a doof. If they click for 3, which is likely their turn, we just doof them. Then we can run R&D for singles. And I think that's new cards on top. It might actually not be new cards. Oh, they did it. Oh, that's not good. You don't do that against Criminal. You don't click to 5 against Criminal. That's a mistake. I think we know what this card is. I think we'll actually run HQ here. I think we know the top card of R&D. Breach Dome, hitting our Hedge Fund, and a Sifting. That's always rough. There's not a lot of traps they can fire at 0. That's only one of them. I think that's the only one. Shiku is useless. That's a Hedge Fund, which we know they draw. Okay, let's keep going. Siphon has been gone for a little while. Yeah, people definitely forget. But that's like, against PE, you always just iced HQ first. I don't know why they iced this one up. Let's get us... Oh, I clicked drug dealer. Let's get us an indexing. Okay, that's fine too. We can run R&D here. It's a fresh card now. The camera is the Kakugo. It could be the Miraju, actually. Shipment from Tenon. Oh, wow. Okay, well, we just got to get our accesses in while we can. This is going to be a long game, I'm afraid. Obokata, that kills us. That literally kills us dead. Because it takes 1 more damage from PE. If we click this button, we lose the game. So that seems like a hard click. Money's not that important. We're getting a credit a turn with this great combo. Man, how good Paragon would be in this deck. Particularly weird they iced R&D when they knew they'd be EOF indexing. No agendas were coming up. Yeah, I think they might be hoping that Rashida fires or something like that. Okay. So next turn we might just go gamble, run HQ. Getting that Obokata is huge. It does do 5 damage to us, but none of these cards are that important. Okay, that changes it. And we need to do draw. Oh, we were meant to drug dealer that. Or, sorry, Oracle. We can do it after. Now we want to run HQ. This is likely the Obokata. I mean, the Kakugo. Yeah. So we'll break it for 2. It'll take a damage that we can still access for 5. They also have 1 credit, so we can also run R&D if this doesn't work out. So we're going to steal this. We died an early MP, so we could either draw with Oracle May, which is kind of risky. And if we miss it, we just die to Neural EMP. I don't think credits matter that much, so we'll draw. We would have been fine. They can't really double Neural us. Andre, could you please share the deck when able? Looks fun. Yeah, totally. Are you not playing with RNR? I figured this was a hot pursuit deck. Nyax RNR is out as of today, but it usually takes about a week or two, probably longer because it's the big pack, for those cards to be added by the nice people at that do what's it called, Jinteki.net. So it's just not out yet on Jinteki.net. But there's some really good cards for Ken, or let alone for Criminal. Let's keep going. Fisk is okay. 4 credits means they can fire their final snare if we find it. I think we can run R&D here. I don't want to Fisk it or Laundry it because then we die to snare. Let's draw once more. Let's see if they res. If it's a second Kakugo, that's not great. And Fisking them is pretty good. They're probably going to play Hedge Fund next turn, actually. We found the last snare. Are you kidding me? Don't fire this. They fired it? You go down to 0 credits. You have a Hedge Fund in hand. Why are you firing that? Why are you firing that? That's really, really spiteful. It's good for us. Helios, what's up? So happy 401 shipped my RNR today. Helios, apparently 401 Games got like 70 copies less than they ordered. I've heard. What's going on here? Do we Fisk? Yeah, we probably Fisk here. So we can't lose the Mongoose. The only card that trashes Mongoose here is a Yagura. Breach Dome as well. Might as well draw once more. Doof is good at some point. Man, it's going to be a long game. We haven't... Oh, there's 2 more indexing in 16. It's a pop-up. It's a cute card. That was a staple back in the old PE decks. Click compression's good. This could res a Yagura... Miraju. Single axis NGO front. Do we run again? Gotta go fast, right? The thing is, if we hit an Obokata, we die to Neuro, so I don't think we run again exactly this turn. We also want to put this down at some point. It seems really important. We go down to a few credits, and we have 1 gamble left, 1 mark. We have the indexing, though, which is huge. Could Inside Job it out of spite? I think at some point that will happen, because it's actually pretty good. This is a 1 credit card that saves the credit. That's robs them a credit. All right, so now we have to doof and hope that we don't get the indexing lost. So we're gonna draw once, doof, maybe index. I don't know. This Taproom has been killing it as a restricted card. Yo, it's been good in the last matchup, but it's not the rushiest card if we want to keep the recon down. So again, they're up in 5, 1 ice on HQ. So we're just gonna doof them. The thing is, if we lose our indexing, we look pretty bad. Oh yeah, we're forgetting the drug dealer draw. You're right. This actually helps a lot. Give us an event. So nice, thank you. And we really need the money here. It's also worth knowing that we could like run through a pop-up window and then come back and doof. This is our final doof. Oh, that's a good hit. So we can probably just index next turn. It doesn't seem to change much. Yeah, that'll be fun. Oh man, this is going on. This is turn 11? That's not good. When RNR is able to be played, you can play Tycoon for more Taproom synergy, right? Jester, how's it going? Show up to see a Kentema doof deck. Amazing. This is our speedrun deck. It's doing pretty good so far. Mad Dash is in our deck. We have 1 left. We have 1 current. Let's go and hopefully we win somehow if we top deck a Mad Dash. We actually should have drawn first to top deck the Mad Dash. And now they can, in theory, res a Kakugo. Next time we run, they can also even res a Komainu if they finally have 5 credits once we hit this twice. They also might be just holding the Miraju, which is likely to fuck with our indexing. Excuse me. So, okay. Yeah, Mirage is probably on the inside, so like the ordering of this doesn't matter that much. So whatever, that's fine. So we want to draw into an event. In theory, we could play this and run and win if it isn't a Miraju. Yeah, worth it. Worth it. Definitely worth it. Inside job not gonna do anything. Oh, actually, wait. Jacket, sorry. Excuse me. No, we do the other one. Yeah, okay. We do this, and we have a chance of winning the game. Yeah, we spearfish it. Because then they can't res the Miraju. Oh, we have a 1 in 3 chance of winning the game. We still have 2 credits to play the game, so this is fine. Whew. Got that hot Mirage tech. Hopefully they fuck up and res. Go ahead, res. Res Comania. This has to be the Mirage, right? Alright, chat. The whole game is here. Ajarkin, how's it going? If Obo was on top, you'd win straight up, right? We would. We misplayed that. Obo was a win. I did not consider our hand. Well, we didn't know we were going to draw into this, right? That's why we should have drawn first. And he said we called at the beginning of the turn. It's like we draw first to find out if we draw Mad Dash. So if we had Obo, we would have won. This would be a turn 11 win. Yeah, Obo would have been game. We goofed it. Oh, damn, we're so good. Oh, we're so good. Oh, that was close. And thanks for the game, eh? That was like the biggest reason why you order your turn. And you saw that. Like everyone in chat's calling it real well there. We definitely draw with Oracle Maya. We see we have this, and then we run. Then we put it on top, and then we get it in. All right. Turn 11, what were we at? We were at 13. We were at 3 plus 16 plus... Does anyone remember? Actually, I don't remember. I think it was 25. Were we at 25? I feel like we were at 25. How many turns are we on? This deck can beat an Ancient Techie matchup. It's hard. It's not easy. They like I think they played poorly around the doof. So 4 wins in 36 turns. Thank you, Vincent. Action-packed rounds. Yeah, we're going fast. 4 wins in 36 rounds. So our average is what, like 8? A bit more than 8? That's pretty good. Oh, Vic, we fly to Montreal tomorrow? Here, actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to get some more water. We ran out of water. It's pretty warm in here. I'll be right back. 3 plus 16 plus 9 plus 11. Yeah, it's 36, right? David, what's up? Good to go. Thanks for the great stream. Hey, man, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm going to be bringing some new decks if we have time to play. 3 plus 16 plus 9. That's 16 plus 9, 25 plus 11 plus 3. No, it's more than that. It's 39, right? Give me 1 second. What up? I bet 38 degrees Celsius tomorrow. In Montreal, we're meant to have a really hot weekend. It's also a long weekend in Montreal. It's Canada Day on July 1st, which in Montreal, or specifically in Quebec, is not celebrated as Canada Day. It's celebrated as Moving Day. That's when most leases and rents are over. The Canadian spirit is a bit different in Quebec. A lot of people have more Quebec pride than Canada pride, considering differences in culture and stuff like that. Yeah, it's Moving Day. John knows, yeah. You can still go down to like the old port and there will be fireworks, but it's mostly for like tourists and a lot of times like expatriates or people from other places. But a lot of like Vive le Québec libre. Yeah, a lot of people from Quebec don't actively celebrate it. It's just a day off. They actually have their holiday. This is 2 4-day weeks in a row. June 24th is Saint Jean de Baptiste Day, which is I don't actually know why Jean de Baptiste is celebrated in Quebec. Is it like a patron saint of Montreal or Quebec or something? But it's a Quebec holiday. We have that day off too, just so it's not all about Canada. Why Moving Day? Just so they do something on that date, and the first of the month is a pretty good day to move out. Also, it's better to move in the summer than in the winter in Montreal, so it seems to make sense. Andre, deck please. Yeah, if you want a screen cap real quick, here you go. Hit Alt, print screen. If you're on a Mac, I don't know what you do. If you're on Linux, it probably actually works too. Here, if you want to go back. Hey. All right, Esmari, call event. Hey. I'll pull it up in 1 sec. How much people value that Jinteki ID alt art? I really want to copy, but I don't want $60 want to copy. I don't sell my alt arts, but it was hard to get. It was like a long time ago, but it's a beautiful alt art. It's one of my favorite. The vast majority of leases end and begin on July 1st. Yes, mine does too, but I'm renewing. There you go again. Love the channel. Oh, cheers. Hi. Hey, cheers. Thanks so much. That's for fun. John's helping someone move. It's going to be disgusting hot. So, John, stay hydrated, my dude. All hail the Savior Mayo water glass. This hand's no good. The hand's fun. Best of luck. Have fun. So if they call event every turn, we're good. Okay, must sleep. I'll ping you on Slack. Cheers all. Hey, Jarkeen, enjoy your time in Montreal, hey? Where I live, everyone moves on September 1st. It's a mess here. Yeah, that's also the problem. It's like everyone moves on the same day, so it's like really difficult to get trucks. The streets are kind of monstrously messed up. The cool thing is, like, for the weeks after, people put all their furniture outside that they don't want or they have to get rid of. And so if you want to scavenge, you can actually find some pretty good finds. Montreal's really good with, like, comes to, like, recycling. It's actually, like, a pretty cultural thing to kind of be, like, I don't want to say scrounging, but it's going to be hard for us to steal, it's going to be really hard for us to steal Degree Mill. Yellow. They called, what did they call? Oh, it's harpsichord. Oh, it's not Asmari. Excuse me, chat. A lot of colleges here, so it makes sense. They call furniture dump Austin Christmas. Exactly. For a lot of people, it's like Christmas. Yeah, harpsichord is a slow deck. It's going to take us at least, generally, like 7 or 8 turns. Sebastian, you're right. Gonna finally Trun this Monday? I don't know what that means, John. What's Trun? It's weird that they're playing Currents and harpsichord. A lot of times they run a lot of 1-pointers. IP block only slightly matters. We actually might want to run HQ here. I don't know what this possibly could be. Well, a lot of times it's just a tag, and a single tag with no agenda scored isn't the biggest issue. All right, and you want to get accesses on centrals if they don't run that many. Yeah, you see? This is going to be a really hard one to steal. We know it's in there, and they're on 3-pointers and harpsichord, which seems like a kind of backwards combo, but we'll find out. I'm excited to experience my first one this year, especially because I'm in the market for a new couch. Yeah, you'll find something. Do be careful, though, if you're doing that. I don't think it's a big issue. Montreal sometimes has bed bugs issues. Watch out for that. Just be reasonable about it. And termites are a thing in other parts of the world. They just, like, live in furniture. Okay. Do we run that? I don't know. Do we run that? I'm going to play Netrunner, a pub league test for regionals. Oh, sweet. Oh, your first Monday. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. You're net running. Yeah, you gotta check, John, actually, if the Ludique is open. So this could, in theory, be Degree Mill. Obviously, we don't know. If that's the case, we could drop this and run it. We're going to have more money than them that I don't mind either way. I'll shuffle back these 2 cards. It seems fine. This gave us a credit. It's an NGO front. Seems good. But luckily, we can recover with the Sure Gamble. I wish we had a run event here. Just like a Dirty Laundry and R&D would be so good. And this card's actually going to be difficult. It's going to make it harder for us to contest things like hard-hitting news, which are almost definitely on. Hey, Net Jogging, thanks for dropping by, eh? Also, I wanted to ask, maybe it's too late, but if you're still Severniusing, I wanted to talk about that, because that still looks good. Looks like a news team? Yeah, you can advance news team, like Vincent said. In archives, it might be. And if they're going to rush behind an ice, we're an inside job fishing deck, so I don't mind. We know there's also a Degree Mill somewhere. And they just gave us like 4 credits? What's going on here? That seems like a mistake. Maybe they're on CVS. We know there's an IP block in hand and a Degree Mill. Scarcity number 2. Oh, we paid 3 for that. Totally forgot. Whoops. But we're kind of coming up on parity on credits. I always hit the weirdest decks. It's a casual lobby, you can check it on that. There's a lot of options here. Newshound is pretty good with currents. Our Mongoose actually breaks us for 5 credits. It's like really expensive. I think we want to run again. Getting rid of our Tapworm is obviously going to be bad, but getting a Degree Mill is obviously good. Reversed accounts. Okay. We're still good against C-Source, or against Hard-Hitting News, not so much against C-Source. Punitive. Okay. Good to know. Keep our credits up. Do from as much as we can. And that's good that we're drawing money as much as we're paying credits for it. Yes. Oh, awesome. I think that looks really good, and it's probably coming back because of excuse me, Nat. Punitive actually in this ID makes sense because the problem with, like, if you lose 2 3-pointers against the harpsichord, you look real dumb, and this stops that from happening. money. Thank you. Let's find an indexing. Oh, damn, we're good. Oh, we're so good. We don't have a mad dash. We're never drawing our mad dashes at the right time. Okay, we got the degree mill. We got 2 degree mills, so we actually can set up a not win, but like sort of a win. So we want news team on the bottom. Don't like that card. Then we'll do degree mill. If they play IPO, they can't punitive us. We're gonna get rid of our tapeworm though, which is kind of rough. So they're gonna draw an IPO, which they can play, an NGO front, a degree mill. I totally forgot what we just did. Goodbye, goodbye. And then we'll play this so we have more money than them. So the punitive seems to be off. The degree mill is now 2 cards down. So we just make sure that they don't draw. You want to keep drug dealer? We do, but we don't have an option there. If we wanted to get it that turn and keep more credits, we actually could have considered advance. So that might be another degree mill. We just want to keep going. We could play 1 card. None of these cards are good for emotes, so we could play 1. Let's do it. We can play 1-2 inside job for 1 credit, server 2. And if they res 2 pieces of ice. Their current is also off, so the news hound doesn't work. We see all 1 NGO front. We know there's 1 degree mill in hand. This might put us on game point. We also have 3 cards in hand, which means we die to double punitive. We inside job that. I don't know why you res it. They might not understand how this card works. Inside job that. A lot of people think inside job is the first card, but it's the first card you encounter, which means if it's unres, it doesn't count. Oh, we didn't even use DDoS. It didn't matter. We just need to shuffle something. SSL. Okay, so we died a double punitive. And now the next card down is a degree mill. That's an NGO front. We don't run that. So the next card is a degree mill. And indexing wins. And indexing wins. And indexing wins. Not anymore. Whew. Whew. Mill is top of R&D. For real? Did we fuck it up? I'll check though. I'll check. You're saying mill is now. Oh, thank you, chat. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, man. Oh, so good. So good. We looked like we BM'd them. We did look like we BM'd them. I totally forgot the order. 6 turns. Ah! Hey, thanks for the game, man. Oh, man, chat. Huge. Huge chat. Oh, man. Turn 6. We're doing it. The dream is alive and well. And if we drew a mad dash, like, we would have won the game. I guess we can't mad dash inside job that, but we could have like DDoS. No, I guess it matters to the degree. Oh, hey. Teach me to play better. Hey, my pleasure. I am just glad that people can get from this game. Can get, what's the word? Can get out. Can get stuff out. Can get out as much as I have. Yeah. Has this deck lost it? No, it hasn't lost. Yeah, we did look like we BM'd them really bad there. Dre 10 is unstoppable. SGDQ, here we come. We're there next year, right? Hey, spread the love. Thanks so much for the game. Thanks again. And the kind words. Get out of the game. To get out of the game. Well, you know what, like you get things out of things, right? I gotta spell that right. We BM'd pretty bad on accident. Thanks, chat. Yeah, I probably should run. Hey, Joe. All right, we'll do. It's 11:30. We probably, if we're lucky, we can get 2 more games into this. Do we know what the count is? I think it's. What is the count? 5 games in like 45 turns? I think it's 5 games, 44 turns. BM Andre telling players to get out of the game. Oh, man. With this deck, I can get 5 more games. If we're lucky, too. If we're lucky. Yeah, man. The game has 6 turns, Terrence. It's pretty wild. It's pretty good. And like that deck doesn't have a lot of agendas. Like we saw 4 3-pointers. There's another degree mill in HQ. Or actually, did we get the degree mill in the remote? No, we got 1 from R&D, 2 from R&D after. Yeah, seems good, man. Woo! Woo! Hey, how's it going? 3 plus 19 plus 9 plus 11 plus 6. Thank you, Terrence. That is 19 plus 9 is 28 plus 11 is 39 plus 6 is 45. So 45, 5 games. That's what, 9 points a game? 9 turns a game? This hand's good. Yeah, it seems worth keeping. Seems okay. This combo is gross. We keep it. If we had an indexing, you know how gross it would be? Also, wow, you can do those in that. That's cool. I didn't know you could do that. Scarcity, turn 1. Oh man, our game is up. It's over. It's over. What's the chance we mad dash agenda? Okay, that's not good. We'll turn off the current here. Maryland campaign? That's fine. Did they mulligan or not? If they res this ice, we can figure out what we need to do for them. If they res like an IP block. It's a news hound. Of Trace. We're probably going to float tags this game. Oh, it also ends the run. Nope. That's bad. Oh, and now DDoS is off. Oh no, what are we doing? Oh, terrible misplay. The biggest misplay. Oh, that's so bad. Oh boy. That's real bad. That's not good. Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, we threw this. Didn't we throw this? We threw this. We should have just clicked for 3 credits or 4 credits. Next turn we DDoS into diversion. That was such a bad play. Oh, fuck me. This is really expensive. This is 5, 8. So we need 9 credits before we start siphoning. Not all is lost. Some is lost. Not all. Some. You're gonna lose. You have to lose fast. That's true. Luckily, they're on 3 credits. Eventually, actually, maybe we run R&D. We hit an agenda. Turn off the current, and then we can just like doof them. Data Raven. Oh, they really want us tagged. I respect that. I do respect that. And we are weak to hard-hitting news, but we'll see how fast we can win. Maryland is up and live. Now that they've res that, they can't duck the doof. They can't doof duck. So we could do credit, and we're 1 credit short of doofing. Wait, how does that work? Oh no, we can credit doof them. Actually, we can. Because it's 2, 4, 5. That's a Raven, right? 2, 4, 5. If we play this, it's free. So we actually can doof them. Yeah, seems okay. They'll still have 2 more credits because of the Maryland, so it's like it buys us a turn. It's not the best. Does the new Angels keep currents turned on? It does. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, they could just play the current again. Okay, I'm totally wrong. It's exactly what their ability does. If you haven't seen this, when an agenda scored a Skolin, they can play a current. Yeah, that doof was pretty bad. Not a good doof. Let's just go tag me through that Raven and index them and win. Is there a chance that this ability is good? A lot of people are on strike, but a lot of people are playing resources. Luckily, our deck isn't. Let alone we're tagged, so resources are blank. We're setting up for another doof, actually. We can doof them, trash this. The problem is that we're trading 5 for 5, so it's basically 2 clicks drain 5 from them. You derped when you needed to doof. We did fuck that up. Alright. Yeah, that's something. We can get cheesy singles if we want to. I think the indexing is probably the most important thing that we have. If we get closed accounts, though, it's going to be absolutely devastating. If they're on Raven, they might be on closed accounts. They're also probably on Quantum Kitty. We can index around that, luckily. There's also a chance that single indexing just wins the game, right? So what's our play? Our play is like set up this beautiful hand, which is DDoS, indexing, mad dash, mad dash. And that doesn't win the game. We need the current as well. We can do it. We can do it. We are the best when we believe in ourselves. Yeah, I'll play it, whatever. Does Mongoose break not subs one at a time? It's 1 for 2 subs on the Mongoose. It's pretty good. It's good for subs. They got a lot of money. Tapworm actually would be pretty good too. We could play this for 3 credits and then they trash it. Seems bad. Woo! We need that. That's the kind of game plan we have. This could be an IP block. What do we throw out? That's the issue. I don't know how they win on a remote server. That's like the problem right now. We actually probably just want to go clear the tag. Yeah, it's probably safer. I don't want to get closed accounts. We lose the game. I'd pay this for 3. I will pay for 3 for this. Doof doesn't seem that good anymore. We'll throw out the Doof. Either of these are good. Inside Job is technically better. And yeah, Inside Job is technically better. Kimo, how's it going? Just got back from hunting for R&R, and of course I missed out on Andre playing my favorite clone. How's it going? You always have the VOD. We've had a fun time. Ooh, you just play biased reporting. That's fine. You can gain 2 credits. Did you find R&R? Did you figure it out? Not a lot of people can find it. It's pretty hard to find. Okay. Have some cards. Okay, so this is an indexing. It's a slow indexing though. We might have wanted to hit that. That might have been better. But we can play our own current. So our turn still is DDoS, indexing, mad dash, current. Oh, it's gonna be hard. Did Montreal get enough R&R? Toronto's all out. We probably didn't get enough. Last I heard, BD Cosmos, which is technically a bit outside, has some. Don't call favorite clones until you find a geek when you say. But I know 2 stores are sold out. Biased reporting? No, you can have 2 more credits. It's fine. So we don't know what this is. We could always inside job it. We could also DDoS and run everything, which I don't feel terrible about. This mind you cost 5, and then we're in hard-hitting news territory. So what's our plan? We can still win this. It's just already turn 8, and I don't feel good about that because we haven't been getting accesses. Freedom into mad dash. Yeah, we'd have to do all of them. If we're sure this is a Raven, we could just do like planned assault into indexing, then do freedom mad dash and maybe get 4 points, and then set up the next couple points. I'd rather have the indexing in hand. It just seems so much better, and they're all at 0 points, so I'm in no rush. We might as well check this. I don't know. Maybe we get hard-hitting news tier, but this only costs 1 credit. All right, so we get past it. They res it though, which is bad for DDoS, but we get through it. Play the current, then drop resources. I don't want to play the current after we run. I also don't want to play the current because they likely have multiple currents in their deck. They might have thrown them out. Fish it. And then they just turn off our current, which is really important. Also, how's it going, David? Found the lost copy they had. Hey, congrats, Kimo. That's really hard. What area are you in? So we got in here. This might actually just be a Beal. It also could easily be Rashida. Oh, it's a Maryland. We don't trash that for 3. I don't care how much money they have, I don't think. No, I don't think we do. We go down to, if we trash this, we go down to 11. They lose 8. That seems like a lot. Yeah, we'll do it. Try to be cool as can. Kiko has some style herself. She does. All the shapers have colored hair. All of them. I think Akiko's like the 4th shaper with like purple hair, I think. Which is cool in terms of the narrative, right? Because like Caprice looks more like a traditional. I think like the traditional has like the longer black Japanese style hair, if I'm not stereotyping, I guess. So it's cool that she's like, you know, breaking from that. Smoke doesn't have colored hair. Yeah, she's one of the few that doesn't. All right, that could easily be the bait. Let's find our indexing. Oh, fuck. All right, we can no longer... Oh, we still have... IP blocks gonna be an issue. They're not on news team, right? No. They're on an exchange, though. So let's get this down. They want to purge. They can't score. They could Rashida right now. This card's gonna give us value. What are you saying about Ken? I don't know what I'm saying about Ken. Ken's cool. The false lead art from Nationals is like my favorite thing. It's so good. That's a Beal. We're gonna get 3 credits. Let's go. We might be waiting too long. Ah, beans. I know we're on DDoS. Okay, we hit it. We did hit it. This is big. Let's go. Chaz, what's up? I just got back from my meetup. Got my copy of Iron Armor. Stern Austin just got 14 out of 25 pre-orders. Chaz, that's the story across the planet right now. Glad you could get yours, but it's been really difficult. Icing a new remote doesn't seem right. All right, we're going for it. DDoS indexing. Let's win. We could win here. There also might be a fair bit of agendas in HQ. Global food. Okay, so at most we can get 4 points here. Okay, Data Ward is an issue behind Raven. Hard-hitting news we don't want them to have. We don't want them to have IPO. Actually, it doesn't really matter that much. Pop-up is also fine. It plays around our cards, but we got rid of them. Data Ward. We have one more fishing for this. Let's think. Shit. Yeah, it seems like the worst one. Okay, so we mad dash it. We get points. We can also play Freedom. Freedom, mad dash. Yeah, it's probably good. The problem is that this puts us down on 13 credits. So it depends if this hits or not, whether we play it. The thing is, like, 4 points, we still need 2 agendas. So I think we might as well hit this for events, see how, if we have more money. We do. So the most credits, Mad Dash is probably fine. We could play this, that goes to the 15, and then they could hard-hitting news us, but we can clear the tags, actually. Yeah, fuck it. Turns off the current, maybe we want to keep it. I'm in Southwest US, Arizona. Chaos Theory is actually my favorite, so maybe you're onto something. All right, so this is 4 points, which is halfway there. They can play a current if they want, which will cost them a credit, which is great. And we're at 15, them to 17. Not too far behind. Freedom! Keep the current. Yeah, Jester, we might want to keep the current, just to surprise them. We now know that they drew a pop-up window. Next is Data Ward. And now hopefully we just steal one more agenda. So let's find our last Mad Dash. That's a pop-up, which is good, but we've hit 2 of our DDoSes already, so not that big of a deal. We could run that. We could definitely run that. Ooh, Fisk! So our next, like, we could, in theory, we could, like, plan to sell Mad Dash that and win. There's a wee chance. Problem is the code gate here is, like, brutal. And man, they're not, why is no one purging Tapeworm? Did people forget how to play around it? So they're on 3 Maryland, so I don't love hitting this. I think we can just wait and set up, as much as wait doesn't seem like the plan of this deck ever. Oh, that's a really good next turn. How though we might want to wait because we know they're not drawing agendas. Let's just go for the 4 credit archives run. Problem is also we want our Mammon down because the only barrier we can't deal with is wraparound. Data Ward is an issue if we have a tag. Hopefully we can bypass that with some combination of inside jobs and fishes. But now we have more credits than them, and they're just drawing a Data Ward. If that's an agenda, we'll feel real dumb because we could have won. It looks like it's an agenda. Fuck! Oh, we should have done it. We should have just sped run it. Oh, no. If we Fisk can find a Mad Dash. Okay, wait. We actually can still win. We can still win. If we index and find an agenda, we can plan to sell Mad Dash it. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Yeah, see what happens when we slow down? She's never done it. It's pop up. Okay, we'll pay 1. Seems fine. If this is a Raven, it doesn't largely matter. Like, we can see what the indexing is. We can trace them or mongoose it. Oh, it's that. Oh, that's fine. Relatively fine. We can still get through it fine. So if we find one agenda here, 1 2-point agenda, we win the game. Beans! Absolute beans. We definitely information sift. Okay. Don't want them to draw an Archangel. Don't want them to draw IPO. Toll Booth, Maryland, Maryland. It's kind of rough. Okay, next 5 cards. So we okay, good luck. Problem with this is that it doesn't mad dash win. Okay, we trace. This is fine. It's good we don't have a man, we can always trace through this thing. Generally we're gonna pay 3 credits on this. And now they don't have a good remote game. Oh, we could have won, you know? You know? This one's 5, which sucks. We can always bounce back with a gamble. Also, if they have 2, mind you, 2 news hounds in a row we can't break. I guess that's why we have all this other stuff. Alright, let's play some piles. Let's play some shell game. And we knew a lot of the cards they drew. There's also a chance they have 2 agendas, too many agendas. They might just go 50-50 death pile, win pile. How are we feeling, chat? This one's full random, so I'm down if we want to vote on this. I'm gonna rate thinking. Pile 1, always pile 1. We're at 1-1-1-2. Vegas saying 1. I'm seeing more 1. Pile 2 feels right. Oh, chat. So that's the thing, is like they only pick one of these piles. So you think they click the agendas or they think they not click the agendas? I think they don't click the agendas. IPO. Hard-hitting news. Quantum predictive model. It looks like they divided them. Okay. They divided them. Current is back online. We can draw or we can get money. I think we'll get money. Okay. What is the top of the deck? It's Maryland, Maryland. That's a Maryland. That's what ice looks like. We probably have to check that Maryland, actually. Keep their money down seems good. Luckily, we're now technically on game point, I guess. Give us an event. Hold the phone. We know the next 4 cards. They know we have this, though. Whew, we got the resource. Was legwork too slow for this deck? Yeah, we want to go in for Fisk, the other one, so we decided it was too slow. See if they res it. If they res this to shuffle, maybe we actually wanted to... They're resing it to shuffle. Indexing is brand new. Oh, that's not good. That is a misplay. Oh, my. Now this wins. We just gotta make sure we can get through this twice. Oh, my. Oh, my. Okay, so we can always do this. This has to hit an event. Okay. Okay, so this is 3. That's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9 for the server. We have to be able to run it twice, which we can't. So we're just going to click for credits here. Index. Wait. The thing is, if we index... Okay, we got to think. Is there spearfishing left in the deck? I don't think so, actually. I think we've gone both of our spearfishings. Maybe we need to go 3. Yeah, we gone both of our spearfishings. Spearfishing would have been dope. Yeah, we don't have spearfishing. We did 3 jobs, 2 spearfishing. That's weird how spearfishing is being better. I think we need to do 3 of each. That card's actually pretty great. The thing is, though, we might need a mad dash, right? Like 2 beals out of the game, there's probably 2 more foods. I think we just click for 3. Next turn we'll be on 14, 15, 16, 17. Now we can beat up to 19. We need, this is again 3 plus 2, 4. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we need 18. Plus planned assault. So that's 20. What other money do we have in our deck? Do we click for credits or we draw? We have 1 easy mark. We're clicking for credits. We're in no rush. And we'll get more money, hopefully, if they click for 3. Maybe we'll have just enough money with Tapworm. Maybe they'll click 3. You're going to get a credit for indexing? Yeah, we are. But I still think that's not enough. We need 18. We get 1 credit back, so this is 9. We need 19 credits to do it. Speedrunning is no rush. Let's see if they click 2. Ice on R&D. Okay, that goofs up everything, no matter what we do this. Huh, okay. Iceland R&D. So we know this is 9. This is probably, if it's another new sound, it's terrible. What are we doing here, chat? They only have 2 credits, right? And there's one more new sound. It could be an IP block. Now thinking again. So we gotta do the math, right? It could be a new sound, IP block, or pop-up. It also could be a wraparound, which would be absolutely disastrous. Now, say we go ahead and do an indexing, and they res an IP block. We have to spend, again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8. This is 1. Plus IP block is 11. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12. Which puts us on 7. 3, 6, 7. We can inside job it, but I don't even think we have enough credits for that. I think we just click for 3 more credits. Like, we're getting 5 a turn. I think we just have to click for credits. I'm so sorry. I know we're speedrunning, but like if this whiffs, oh, maybe that's, we gotta embrace it. Second run inside job though, I don't think we have enough credits. You can put the agenda at card number 2 and get it next turn. That's actually true. Yeah, fuck it. Okay, I like that. This gives us a credit. Let's go. Click for credits one more time. Kenshin, we already committed. I'm so sorry. Stream delay got us. If that's a Mirage, we can inside job it. So credits. Whew. So if there's a food here, we win, I think. Beans. Chat, beans. Believe in the Zoom. Oh man, we've indexed 15 cards, seen 1 agenda. This is not good. I think they're in HQ, huh? Info SIF time? I think we wait. So we don't want to draw the toll booth. We don't want to draw the IP. They can draw the boom. That's fine. Maryland's bad. IP block's the worst. Maryland's bad. IP block is toll booth. You can draw boom. It doesn't matter. So it's boom, toll booth, IP. They're in HQ for sure. Oh man, run again to get the Mirage shuffle? That'd be cool, but we don't know it's Mirage. I'm assuming it's just too much credits. Yeah, those are pretty bad whiffs. 15 cards, 1 agenda. And there's 1-pointers in the deck, right? Like there's not an absurd amount of agendas. They might think we're setting up though for R&D turn 2. They might draw. That's our last indexing, so now we went off of HQ or the remote. Manu, we could have mad dash for the win. It's probably the Archangel. Oh, that's true. Yeah, they shuffled, so they didn't draw the Archangel. It could be an Archangel though. But the Archangel, we set them up like 4 cards down. They shuffled through. All right. We wait a couple turns because that play is only good once they've drawn a bunch. Let's run Archives, double install Taproom. If they purge, we have a 3rd Taproom. They threw out a hard-hitting news. Makes sense. Yeah, if they purge, which they could, we have the 3rd Tap Gem, which is fine. They're not purging. All right. We got good credits. Problem is we can't deal with Kogates on remotes. So the next 3 cards we know, so the Fisk is actually actively bad. This card's also probably not good. We don't care how much money they have. Where's our Mammon? It's still in there somewhere. We need our Mammon. Drug Dealer's gonna be a liability, but in the short run, it's gonna be good. Like, we're gonna win before this draws 9 cards. Dirty Laundry is good. It's a 4 credit card if we just want to run our Archives. Whew. Surveyor. Server. Whew. 14 IPO double. So now we know the next 2 cards. This is like amazing turn for a legwork, obviously, if we had it. We could also just run for a single here, which is probably correct. Let's go. Thinking about the future for suckers would go slow. Yeah, we're going slow in this one. This one's killing our average. Oh, this one's fine. This is 3 credits. I'll take it. Trace away. There's a chance we win on this one. We know there's a boom, and I think they played every other card that they drew. This is the reason not to play Mammon, but we can always just break it. They're on Quantum Kitty, though, so maybe Mammon's wrong. It's an expensive run, but it has a chance of winning the game. If we hit a one-pointer here, we're going to feel real dumb. Oh, heavens, heavens, a good game. Oh, no. 19 turns, that's like double. That's double what we should have done. Oh, they just left the game. That sucks. Woo! Undefeated. Fast master. That's not so much a speed run, but that honestly did not feel terrible. That didn't feel terrible. Like as cheeseball as this deck looked like at a distance, it honestly so slow apathy. Whatever. This seemed kind of reasonable. All we had is like a bit of draw, econ, and then run events. Is this good? Did we make a good deck? Mind you, this deck gets way better when you play like with this thing because it has like a really good run event. That's largely it. Oh, actually, the console's really good. How many axes? 10, but it doesn't count indexing as an axis. All right, 3 plus 16 plus 9 plus 11 plus 6. Shit. 3 plus 16 is 19, 28, 39. Plus 6 is 45. Plus 19 is 64. 64 divided by 5. Acceptable. RNG Speedrunner Nemesis. Yeah, I wanted to put RNG key in this deck just to like do the RNG manipulation, which is a huge part of SGDQ. Amazing game to watch, Alan. So glad you enjoyed it. Excuse me. 64 turns, 6 games. Is it 6 games actually? I don't get this, right? Like Atlanta Regional winning deck, 40% win rate, 6. Oh, 64 and 6. That's good. I thought it was 5. That's 6. All right, chat. This is the first GDQ that we've ever successfully sped run Netrunner, and I am stoked. It's also perfectly midnight, which is great. Pop culture, how's it going? By the way, I dig your channel. What would you add from RNR? There's one card we would add, which is kind of weird for the Tag Me game, but I think we could do it. That is, I forget the name, but it's a 1 credit or 2 credit run that says run HQ gain 9. Actually, we would add a bunch of things. There's 3 cards we would add. Spoilers, we want to look away. Bankroll is great. Install this for 1 credit. This might take our Tapeworm slot. Whenever you make a successful run, gain a credit. Maybe not. Maybe we're not running enough. Paragon is incredibly good. It gives us more MU, so we could consider running a Sneak Door Beta. But more importantly, it's mini Desperado, and it lets you look at the top card of your stack, which is absurdly good with Oracle May. Maybe we don't need the Oracle May support, but I consider this. The one that immediately came up, that was Hot Pursuit, which is make a run on HQ, successful, gain 9 credits, and take a tag. We largely have to clear the tag. In some matchups, we don't. We did play Tag Me in a couple of the matchups, but this in Ken Tenma is a 8 credit run event, which is great. And this is like so good if you do like DDoS, Hot Pursuit, Bidoof, and all that sort of stuff. On top of that, there's also some Shaper cards that actually look pretty solid. Let's pull back to Random Reverie. I think the one that's actually seems really cool is Cuban, which is a 1 influence, 0 install, 1 memory. Says install on a piece of ice, gain 2 credits when you pass host ice. And pass means DDoS, pass means inside job, pass means spearfishing, pass just means passed, and you can install it on unresed ice, which is great. So this is actually a pretty good card for aggressive decks. I like this one a lot. Rain and Reverie adds a lot for aggressive decks. It adds a lot for run-based economies. Cuban, Bankroll, and Paragon. This is Paragon, which is basically arguably better than Desperado, a bit less run-heavy, but mind you, this card is 2 influence. Bankroll is also 2 influence. Maybe it's even 1. Bankroll is 2 influence. There's a lot of cards here that are really good. They're really good. Why Oracle May over the Baby? It's 2 credits. Baby only gives you 1 credit. That's largely it. Glad I could be here this Red Letter Day in the Metrofall Grid. Hey, Apathy. I'm glad you were too. This good box. This box is great. This box is so good. May Parado. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of May Parado in Criminal from now on with Paragon and everything. I'm also so stoked about this card. I really like this card. You need to build a deck around it, but mind you, I think this card's insane. I'm going to be wrong maybe, but you'll see. Liza looks fun. You'd host that card on expensive ice you'll not pass often, or a cheap one that will be over-installed. Either way, you're fine with it, right? Like your inside job, spearfishing, DDoS. If they trash their ice for a 0 credit install, it's fine. It's like really fine if they do that. It's not the end of the world. But you can install it on DDoS, run 3 times, some turns, gain 6 credits. Like there's some cool plays with it. And on its own, it's basically like, imagine that. Imagine that. There's two ice on R&D. One of them's Cubond. You have Desperado. You have Bankroll. It's basically Temujin contract, if not better. It's pretty cool. Professor Plywood, what do you think about District 99 and Hijacked Router and Rain of Denial deck? I think it's interesting. I think District 99 is kind of hard to fire. You need to build a deck around it because trashing cards is not discarding cards. So you have to play some sort of support, whether it's Severnia Stimulant Plants or probably Zero. But it's a pretty slow deck card. I think this card will probably be more likely to include like it'd probably be better to index a run like key events or something like that. Actually, it's only from Mirror Faction, so I don't know. This one seems pretty slow. That being said, Hijack Router is interesting. I think the best play with Hijack Router is if you install it for free with Patchwork. And that actually, Patchwork, Hijack Router, and District 99 all work well together. Mind you, if you want to play Reyna, Professor, that archetype used to be a thing, like Reyna Lock decks was what they were called. And they actually used to splash 6 influence on Desperado. And I think that's huge here. Because the idea that you run Paragon, you run Bankroll maybe instead, and then you can run like Ice Destruction, and you can run Lamprey and run HQ. They lose a credit, you gain 2 credits, scry your deck, and all that other stuff. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty good. The lights just turned off in here. It's getting late. If I excited for my RNR, if I ever get my pre-order, yeah, that's the problem with RNR right now. But they are reprinting them in the near future, so hold on for that if you can get a copy. Sorry if you can't. The box looks good. Start proxying stuff though. Nobody's gonna mind. Just add 0 to District 99 and Titanium Ribs. Also, hi everyone. Item Finder, how's it going? You don't even need to add Titanium Ribs. Just trash things, it'll be fine. Andre, did you have trouble getting R&R in your area? 100% did. I buy from the Randolph Boutique in Montreal, and they had 12 copies of the 14 pre-orders, which is actually really good. And we ended up, because the whole pool of people is basically the Montreal Netrunner Slack. So it's like, what do we do? Who doesn't get their pre-order? So we ended up drawing straws, and I got a short straw. So I actually was lucky enough that another store had a copy. I called in like the week before, and they're like, yeah, we actually have like 1 copy that's not reserved. Apparently they're already sold out, so it was difficult. A lot of stores didn't get what they wanted. I'm looking forward to Insight Top Hat. That's just me. Yeah, Insight's also a really good card. Without or with Top Hat, it's fine. Oh man, this with Top Hat's actually really good. This is a really good card. It's a really, really good card. Anywho, thanks so much for tuning in. That was pretty wild. I can't believe we actually sped run that well. Otherwise, stay tuned. If you have regionals this weekend, good luck. We're going to be doing unboxings for this stuff. We're going to do them like faction by faction, which is going to be really fun. But again, I cannot emphasize, which is kind of bittersweet here, right? This box is fantastic. It's probably the best Netrunner product, I think, based off like early like looks at all the cards for sure. And the fact that it has so much in it. It's a shame that we can't find it. It's also obviously a shame that the game is kind of closing down, at least from official support. But it's good. It's a good time. Crim first, yeah, Zach. Crim first seems right. Insight seems cool with the CV look decks that have been popping up as well. Yeah, you could. I don't even think you need to. This card is just good. Anywho, thanks so much for dropping by. Thanks to all the people we played games against and with. Thanks to all the people in chat, obviously. I'm glad that you can join on Thursday nights. Things that we want to shout out. Check out Dodge Pongs. Ben's, if you want to watch the U.S. Nationals, congrats to all the players there. And also, you have Terrence, who's in chat too, who is apparently a bit embarrassed about the production quality, but I don't think you should. If you want to watch the Ohio Regionals, which is a very competitive meta as well. The later videos apparently are better than the first ones because there was connection issues. Should change channel into a dedicated Neuromancer channel. I have no doubt at one point we're just gonna turn on the stream on Thursday and just play Neuromancer, and we're just not gonna address it. It's gonna be awesome. No one's gonna watch it, but man, will I have a good time doing it. Anywho, thanks so much for watching. Have a good week. Hopefully see you next week.